Hey, we are back, and we are here to play. We were expecting to play, and I am so prepared. Let's just go right into the announcements. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Mütvia, and tonight's episode of Mütvia.
Yes.
So we off to a real smooth start.
10 out of 10. I don't know why you paused.
We are all so
smooth.
unhinged tonight.
Oh,
this is going to be fun.
It really is all over the place. Yeah, I am so sorry for that. Take two. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Evandale and Vox and Quill. And tonight's episode of... I give up.
Tonight's episode of Mütvia is brought to you by Evandale on Fox and Quill.
There's way too... You know what this is? It's like the beginning of every single movie that starts out. It's like, brought to you by... And then it's studio. All right, so we have some announcements.
That's a brilliant segue.
Yeah. Oh, I am a fucking professional announcements.
Actually, I got it.
What do you, Aaron? What do you want?
I'm fixing my camera because I look like a little boy.
Anybody can express themselves however they want.
I didn't see it at first, and then I looked at the frame.
This is Pride Month. You can do whatever you wish all year round.
I'd like to be an adult. Here we go.
Yeah.
Be an adult boy.
There you go. You're an
But
adult.
now I'm still so short, though.
Well, lower your
You look
camera.
very young and
Lower your
short.
camera.
My camera doesn't work. I thought. See, when you asked me to center, I thought that's what that was for. It doesn't go farther down than that because I'm on top of the camera.
Yeah, that's what she said.
There we go.
Oh, it looks good, I feel like. Right?
Oh my god!
Anyway.
Okay, listen, that's number 3. I just want the whole chat to know that on the week of us moving in together, it's a 3rd time he dug at me today.
It's next is going to be your
12
grave.
minutes, 50 seconds.
So,
You need like a yellow legal pad for this and this only.
anyway, let's get right into the announcements before we start heading into the game. There he is.
Hi, my name is Ethereus Bordeaux. I recently, in my effort to really kind of push conversations about diversity within the TTRPG space, have found an amazing new platform from which to do that exact thing. I joined the team of folks over at the lovely Roll D5 as their new team person member guy, and I'm super happy and super gay and super black, and it's gonna be good times.
He showed
That's
up.
mine.
And we just decided to adopt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron?
Congratulations.
Sometimes you just know.
Yeah. Amazing.
Aaron,
Okay.
what do you
Okay.
got?
So first one is we have some crit nominated folks here. Crit awards are happening, and Roll D5 is nominated as the best upcoming tabletop stream and
Twitch
tabletop channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch channel, yes. And we have who else is nominated?
You.
That's it.
You.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say you were nominated.
You.
You.
Yeah.
Don't fucking
Yeah.
leave yourself out of this shit.
Don't forget to say that, Aaron.
Okay,
That's
yes,
whack,
I'm nominated too. Is the best GM for
No.
Darkness.
Oh my god, this is so perfect because you were so nice to me the other night on one of your streams, and I was like, one day I'm gonna Uno reverse it. Aaron, our lovely storyteller over on Ain't Got Crit, if you've ever heard of Philly by Night, which is, if you don't know, literally a shared kind of cinematic universe wherein Aaron is storytelling 3 separate and very different and distinctive stories with a main cast of I think 12 to 14 people, and has done an amazing job keeping one canon, keeping all of the stories interesting, creating vignettes, and just really creating something special. And so it's my turn to be gay on you. You're amazing. Vote for Aaron for, I think, what is it? Best World of Darkness.
Best GM for World
Best
4.
storyteller.
Not only that, but isn't it one of your first times GMing?
Yeah, it's my first World of Darkness game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And the nomination is very well deserved. Go vote for Aaron.
Good.
And everybody at this table are players in this game.
We're
so
all in it.
Oh my gosh.
everybody
we
is
are.
in it.
Yeah.
True.
I'm saying this after she staked me in the heart So like that should
Not
communicate
realistic.
the level of.
So I'm sorry, Aaron.
Amazingness.
What was your announcement?
That was the announcement.
Oh, it's that it's crit and to vote. Do you have like a
Yeah, to
URL
vote.
or anything like that?
I do if I'm allowed to post the link.
You should be able to, huh?
Okay.
Absolutely.
I may or may not have it just like readily available at all times.
No,
Also, join the TTRPG Collective.
Yes.
we don't even get the benefit
Mm-hmm.
of a full advertisement.
Do you like filibusters? So do I. So in this filibuster, I'm going to talk to you about every single day of my life since I started the TTRPG Collective. Starting with
Ooh. Motion to have like requests for
Yeah.
filibusters. Like,
I will
like.
this motion.
Are you
yes.
actually interrupting in the middle of a fucking spot?
No, I allow this. I yield my,
Okay.
I yield my
Audacity.
time. I yield my time.
No, I just think that you should open it up to the floor for filibuster topics. Maybe if not now, in the near future. I think
Yeah.
you should take requests from
Yeah,
the.
I have an
from
open
the
door
audience.
policy, so yes, anybody can send me requests for filibuster topics, and I'll be sure to do them each week on Tuesday, right here, except for the next month,
God.
on Vox and Quill for Mütvia. But not today. Back to you, Steve.
Emma.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Emma. I am the founder and creative director of the Tabletop Tailspinners Network, which is a TTRPG podcast network that focuses on diversity without tokenism. We have a bunch of fantastic GMs and players in multiple podcasts, but we have 2 releasing this week. All Our Faults is releasing its second Aftershock episode, which is following the events of the mid-season finale. So that one will focus on one of the 3 main characters of that. And on Friday, we have the second episode of our Dark Fantasy D&D 5e game, Magnificence, releasing. So if you like Dark Fantasy, similar vibes to Mütvia, but in a very different homebrew world, go ahead and go check that one out, because I actually am a player in that one also, but I play a naive little Triton wizard.
That's fucking awesome. That is so cool. Thank you for that. And for the last of the stuff here, I want to say a very special thanks to all of our Patreon folks. You guys have been out there doing this for a very long time and actually keeping all the lights on, so much so that we weren't supposed to have internet tonight, and we still do, probably because of you. So shout outs to Frank and Danny, out to David, Aaron right over there. Thank you, baby. Crazy, Jason, you know who you are, Joe, Wandering Tailspinner, Dustin, and Raisha. Guys, thank you so much for always keeping us alive here on Vox and Quill. And before that, Evandale, believe me, every single dime helps. And lastly, out to Killer Cutie. Oh, hi, I see you. On. Oh, look at that awesome person called On. I don't know that asshole in chat called Vox and Quill. And of course, the very deliciously awesome Therapy and Dragons. So, hi everyone, and welcome to tonight's game. While I don't have a brain, there are 6 others here that will be making up for it. So I'm about to turn the story on over to them. Aaron, your character last game was out of the mix. There have been some events that had taken place 2 sessions ago at a remote and ruined abbey, which is where we met Danix. Unfortunately, your character was in a wounded condition and spent the majority of the last episode pretty much asleep as you were doing your thing. And we had another guest in here by the name of Mike, who, of course, you know, who ended up portraying somebody that kind of gave us a little bit more lore about Mütvia. But tonight, your character now returns. Is there any questions, comments, or concerns before we get the game moving and I turn on the sounds and all that other stuff?
No.
On? Did you mean to have any
No, I was
sound?
teasing.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. No, that's fine. Okay, there we go. Let me do this. Oh, geez. Hold on. Got that. And there we are. All right, cool. All right. Let me do the thing.
Julie, do the thing.
The night finally came down. Like hard curtains on the sun itself, darkness finally overtook everyone, and rest was had. The nighttime of Mütvia, of course, unfortunately, had to disappear. Daylight soon came, and with it, a breath of fresh air. Some windows were opened as certain of you got up and recognized how beautiful of a day it was. Delia had gone around and placed wards on certain doors. We had noticed that there was an evil spirit also in the house prior, but this morning, things seem a little different. Take it from here. The world is yours.
I feel like Dahlia would have been probably one of the first to wake up, especially because she's kind of been, she didn't sleep very much. She's been kind of like checking in on our two void friends throughout the night. She's probably, you would find her at the kitchen, boiling some water with some herbs, essentially just making some tea to help everybody in the morning before we head out.
Elias is gonna wake up and see Belle.
That's right.
Right next to your bed, watching you sleep, waiting for you to wake up.
Vin is in the corner watching this, like knew this was gonna happen.
You see Elias pull the covers over his head for a moment. He's going to see if this is something he can wait out, and then maybe when he pulls the covers back down, there'll be sweet, sweet morning peace, and he removes it down to see like Belle just like a beat closer than they were before he like put the cover on. Oh God, is there a correlation between resurrection and never letting people get good sleep? Is it one of these things where like maybe because you were left in unrest, you too must have everybody in unrest? Some of us actually need and require sleep.
Okay, but you said that not to wake you up. I have not made noise. I have not made sound. I have just been sitting here. I did what you asked.
Elias casts a look to Ben in the corner to see if that's the case.
Yes.
I have no reason to deceive like you did.
Can we look? I am a man of my word, and I'm more than willing to get into the thick of it. My only request, and this is one that I feel like is just, it should be base humanity, is that we at least have breakfast and coffee and maybe like a morning walk and then lunch and then just kind of see how the day goes.
That wasn't the original agreement.
Elias
You said
wants
when
us
you
at the-
wake up, and you have woken up, and it was not by my hand, or either of my hands, or my feet, or my nose.
Okay. Well, tell you what, I only want to go over this once, and so once we have all woken up and gathered as a group, we'll all have a big found family conversation about this, and then we can just kind of move on with with everything else.
Okay, I find that satisfactory.
We can talk about it over breakfast, which I will start making now.
Yes!
Elias goes back to sleep. Like the moment they're both like, we're just gonna like knock out.
I think Elias was asleep on the table in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
I think
He's like, I'm entitled to this public space, though.
Oh,
It's
were
all
you?
about
Oh,
me.
that's right. You were. Oh,
But it
God.
was-
Hold on.
It was also turned into a bed by a spell.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was. I think Danix would have walked over to the kitchen at that point and would look at Vin, having said that he was going to start breakfast, and be like, I think someone has beat you to use of the stove. And point to
Alright.
Delia making the tea.
Oh.
But
I will
we
wait
do have the
patiently.
other fireplace if you wanted to put a pot over that.
You see Elias wake up with just like the body language, just the cranky face of like a child who's been interrupted mid-nap to some extent. He's so upset. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hello.
Not an early riser, I take it?
You've got some good intuition, Danik. I'm gonna smile at Danix and like, is there coffee? Is that a thing that you have in your cupboard?
I've made some tea.
Oh, Dalia. How
You can
how
have some
is
tea.
how is Mercy?
Oh, that's right.
She slept okay.
But is not dead, gone?
As far as I'm aware, no, she's not dead, gone.
Okay.
Mercy,
I
when
am
you're
gonna go check on her again.
when you are
after
ready
the
to
tea.
I'm sorry, when you're ready to open your eyes, you can feel an absence of the nightmares that you have been going through. For the past 24 hours or so, you've been pretty much out of it. You were kind of riding outside of your body, though. To your knowledge, while you observed everything that was going on, where there was a visitor, an older man, a Drosti in this case, who had been to the house, you were also cognizant of other beings very much being present. One of them writhing around and even riding your skin just under the surface, crawling around within. And as soon as it entered, you got pushed out. And you were forced just to simply watch helplessly. But now that you are back, you can feel pins and needles as life returns to your limbs.
I probably won't wake up until Dahlia comes over and like touches me. And then I think once do you touch me?
Oh,
Yeah, so I would, after seating the stove over to Vin so he can start breakfast, kind of passing out the tea, I would have made my way over to where she was sleeping and like how I had done through the night, right? Like just check on her, like move her face, make sure she's breathing and all of that.
My hand immediately snaps and like grabs your wrist, and my eyes snap open, and I like shoot up like my 7-year-old in the middle of the night for no reason at all. And I look at everybody, and I look at Belle and I say, "What am I smelling?"
it is some kind of food, I think. Butter.
Tea?
Oh, it could also be drink. And Bella's gonna go and grab whatever in the house is like has a smell and starts bringing it over, like just like in her arms, showing you one by one. Like, is this what you smell? No, okay. How about these?
I'm definitely cooking bacon.
Oh fuck yeah! Yeah, I smell
Brings
the
over raw
bacon.
bacon. Is it these?
It's not that, but it's that cooked. That smells divine. And I'm gonna take the raw bacon and start fucking housing it.
Oh, is that
Raw bacon.
Yeah.
Bella's gonna
Hell yeah.
do the same. She doesn't know any different. She goes and grabs another one, sits next to you, and just starts.
Can somebody?
Elias is gonna cast a concerned look at Vinny at the two of
I'm
them.
I'm
like,
ready to fucking X out of this scene.
I look over and
meat.
I'm just like, technically, it is a cured meat.
Can somebody explain what happened, please, to me?
Yes, first here. It tastes a lot better once it's been over the fire for a little bit. I know you're hungry. Here, have the tea first. It's nice and warm. And then she'll take the whatever's left of the bacon bits and hand it back
I
over to
imagine her
Vin.
pulling the bacon from her mouth. Like,
I like You know, like
Hold on.
Like
you
when
know,
you
like
swallow a
toddlers.
noodle all the way, and you're just pulling it out.
Oh no! Tomato, tomato.
But you know how toddlers, like, you have to give them something in exchange for what's in their
Yeah.
hand, otherwise
Yeah,
they
I
won't
go
let go. So she'll hand you, like, the cup of tea as she's trying to, like, just grab the bacon out of
We're
your
gentle
hand.
parenting, Belle and Mercy.
We're gentle parenting the shit out of both of you. And
Danix is just
yes.
standing horrified in the doorway.
Oh yeah, I look at Dennis. I'm like, oh, is he still here? What
This is-
they doing? What are they doing here?
This
This
is my
is-
house.
His house.
Look, it is a man horse beast, and it speaks.
Yeah, yes, I was. Was I there? Hold on. Was I watching the VOD? I was there.
This one is nice. It won't hurt us. It was a bad one. This is the good one.
Yes, I'm sorry a demon possessed my body. I hope you are okay.
I think so. Am I dead?
No?
No.
Honestly, Macy, your guess is at any point as good as mine on that one.
What are we doing here?
Resting, I
Cooking
suppose.
breakfast.
We had a long night.
Yes. Very long.
What happened?
Nice gestures to the group.
Your blood attracted ghouls to the house, and we killed them.
My blood?
There was a trail leading directly to the house.
You were injured, and I guess when we brought you here to rest, it was on the ground, and they can smell blood, so they came, but, you know, we kept you safe. We kept each other safe, and it's all good now. So, we got to rest. That's the important part.
Thank you.
Your skin was gooey.
Thank you.
Yes, eat. Everyone should eat up. Make sure we're all at tip top because it's going to be a long day, I think. We are going back, aren't we?
That was the plan we had discussed yesterday.
Yes.
Was that pre-undead
Okay.
attack? Someone remind me.
That was pre-undead attack, yes.
What is pre?
Before.
It means before love.
Okay.
So we're still intent on doing that.
Yes. I believe that this abbey to the goddess of life might help us out with our two little void friends. We might be able to learn something there, and well, Danix is going to go back anyways to fulfill his duties, so I feel in this instance the more the merrier.
Who are the void friends?
You and Mercy.
Oh,
It's us.
That's you.
Just quickly, like above table, are we doing like it pronouns or he pronouns for Danix?
He, him.
He, him. Okay. No, earlier on said it, and I was like, it might have been like a thing that was like pre-discussed, and I
Well,
didn't want to like.
it was
No.
more
question.
that Belle doesn't quite understand what Danix is.
Well, I mean, the Drosty
That's
that
most
visited
of
us called me an insect, so
It's just even more confusion.
it doesn't seem that a lot of people understand what Danix is.
Oh.
That Danix is considered bug because multiple limbs.
That is not the case. We are still mammals like you, but I can see where that confusion would be because I do have 6 limbs and insects often have 6 legs, but it is a common misconception of places that don't see many centaurs. It is not correct.
I don't
how many
understand
nipples do
a
you
lot
have?
of your. Oh,
Yeah, should we bang all the questions right out?
I'm
That's
sorry.
what I think.
you're speaking big words. I don't understand all of them, but I know your name.
That was probably an inappropriate question. I'm sorry.
It just caught me off guard, but yes. somewhat
Impulsive. I've been
inappropriate.
thinking about it all night. I'm sorry.
Trust me,
Is
I've
that
had
why-
worse.
Is that why you were sitting by the fireplace so late last night?
Part
You
of
were
it,
awake
yes.
for a long time.
I was just ruminating about everything that had happened for
Oh.
the day.
Okay.
That is fair. Okay, so this is probably going to sound like a stupid question. All of you have been here for a while, yes, or were born
In-
here.
In Mütvia?
Yes.
No.
Some
Yes.
of us more than others.
Okay. I am still trying to process the strange man that showed up at my door and was going through an entire process that I should have apparently been following but haven't been. Who is he and
We do not know who he is.
Actually, is that true?
It was
Because Delia, I heard him refer to you, and he turns his body towards Delia and the group target. I thought I heard him refer to you as cousin.
he is one of my people. The Dusty. They travel around a lot. You don't usually together, but he was on his own. Anyway, yes, we're not actually related, but that's how he let me know we were of the same people. He just came to warn us when he saw the trail and the ghouls coming up to the cabin. I assume he was passing by.
I mean, well, that tracks.
that does track. I just wasn't sure if with everything he
Yes.
was saying it sounded like he was familiar in some way or knew some
My
of you were.
people, we try to take care of each other.
I see.
I have a question.
Of course.
How is tea made?
It is you percolate herbs in water, whether by cold brew or by heating it up. It depends on the herbs.
What is purgatory tate?
Well, you
Percolate.
just put the plants into hot water.
Okay.
That is all. It flavors the water, lends some of its properties to it. You can mix them as well. Taste.
Elias to the group, kind of like a little bit away from where Belle is writing, is like, it's not like a full-on whisper, it's a little taste whisper. Maybe we should take Belle to a library at some point. I have a feeling she would really like that and might be able to help her get caught up in the last 200 years.
It is interesting that she knows how to write and read. Perhaps
How
there are
do you
things
make
that
water
must be
hot?
unlocked. How do you make what?
It's kind of like you guys are having like a side conversation, and she's just kind of in the background asking like additional questions.
Yeah.
Make water hot.
I mean, she's only been awake again for days, I think.
Yes.
It makes sense that some things would have stayed as muscle memory, right? Like her ability
It-
to write.
I
Is
have
it muscle
memories.
memory or is it magic? Because only a deep magic would keep her asleep for so long anyways. We do not know that it is not magic that is keeping her memories from her as well.
And we do know that she's not what Mercy is, so it can't be that she was bad for some kind of corpse either. I guess we haven't spent a lot of time on that. We don't know what she is. And Elias casts like a glance at Belle as she's like writing next to them at this and looks back to the conversation.
I think we should give her a couple of days and see if anything changes.
I agree.
My thinking is that you're exactly right, Delia. I think if some things are unlocked by muscle memory, or if maybe just exposing her to things that bear some familiarity may connect a few synapses, then I say, yeah, maybe we, at some point, if we can find one that is intact and not being staffed by undead, we should try to get Belle to a library.
I heard her
I
name.
always.
I know things about Belle.
Isaac looks over to where Mercy's at.
I have her dreams.
You are my dreams.
I made them.
I'm sorry, you made the dreams.
Mm-hmm.
How?
I just sensed that she was there, and I sent her pictures in my mind, and that's how we stayed together while everything else was dead.
It is also music.
I imagine it's just like bewildered faces on everybody.
Yeah.
You look over, and everybody else is just.
Danix has been standing in the doorway this whole time. I think his brows have furrowed about as far as they can go with all of the strange things that have been said by his companions.
She is one of the Voidkin. I don't know if they would have them in your land.
That's
But
a good question. DM, do they have Voidkin in my land?
They are one of those that has escaped public notice. But it may be something that, if you feel that your character would have done enough inquiring of elders and stuff like that, then it's possible that you would know.
Okay. If they do, if they are within my lands, I have no knowledge of them.
yes, they are often born with strange powers that connect them to this land. Before they are born, it seems our friend here has the power of dreams, can
Yes.
communicate through them.
That is what we said.
You see, Vin has grabbed his journal and he's writing down and he's saying, "She is my dreams. She is my music." That is beautiful. Oh my god.
And you'll notice too that on occasion, Belle will say "we," and that's because she firmly believes that her and Mercy are occasionally one. So she will reference to "we."
Oh my god. This is the sweetest Steven Universe episode ever.
How is he gonna ruin it?
It is very Steven Universe now that you say that. I like that.
And then Steve
because
is
you
going to
just-
take that and rip your heart out with it later.
Nope. What I'm going to do is, because you just advanced a personal story between two characters, you are going to receive a 5% XP award for today.
Aww.
Holy shit.
Achievement unlocked, hell yeah.
Yeah, this is, if we begin to discover whether they are supernatural or natural, the actual background stories that intertwine between characters, what you're really doing is some of the work for me. So instead, I pay you. So I'm going to give you some
RP is
XP out of it.
powerful.
Yeah. So I'm going to back out. Let the beauty happen.
Speaking of,
Is everyone... Oh, go ahead.
well, I was going to say, speaking of strange connections, The house, and he's kind of gonna look to Delia. I don't know what you did with the symbols, but the house feels calmer than it has since I arrived here. But does anyone else feel that strange connection to the land? In any
Elias
capacity?
turns.
Vinny looks at Elias like,
You kind of abruptly, quicker than his body would have probably, than he would have liked to at that. And he looks Danix in the eyes. He goes, yeah, some of us have experienced something like that before. What is it that you... Well, you tell me, Danix. What happened last night?
Well, Delia had suggested during the fight that I try to talk to the creatures, and it didn't work, but I felt some sort of, I don't know, connection that when I told them to leave, it was like it echoed out. And they didn't listen, but I've been feeling the calm of the house since you all arrived.
Is the house alive? It has emotions?
The land.
Oh,
The land, Belle.
it sometimes
we all-
whispers.
Yes, I feel like most of us have some sort of connection to the land, but it's different. It connects with us in different ways. My people are of the land and take from it and give to it. But you and Elias have a much different connection to it. It specifically sought you out for some reason.
Interesting.
And the calm that you feel is because of that.
Okay.
The land itself does not want to hurt you.
Enjoy it while it lasts, my friend. Because the land is many things, and fickle is certainly amongst them. So while you have its good favor, I say,
Yes.
enjoy it.
Fickle. Fickle sounds like pickle.
It's a fried pickle, honey.
Okay.
Well, I... Hopefully, having good favor with the land will help me to heal it in some way.
Yes, I wonder if it knows why you are here.
Well, I suppose that depends, because like I said, it was fighting with me tooth and nail as I was trying to restore this house.
Yes. Well, has everyone had breakfast?
Yes, as I like floss straight bacon.
After listening to Delia and Danix, their exchange, before it's over, so that he can kind of do this without the fear of like interruption or it not happening, he is going to look to Vin and is going to do a very like familiar head nod, which means that like, you know, it's time out. Let's maybe have a team chat in a nearby space. And
No,
Oh, I forgot-
Elias, you must tell us first where you're from.
Elias, as he's walking down the hall over his shoulder, is like, 1 second, love, I definitely will. Just give me 2 seconds. Thank you. And he's gonna drag Van by the arm into, I don't know
Vin has
why
also
this...
Vin has also been loading a pipe this whole time. So it's
Hell yeah.
We're going to start off
You
early.
just don't see Van and Elias for like 45 minutes.
Fucking waking and baking over
And
there.
they just come back super fucking baked. Like,
Well,
What were we talking about?
as you exit your this happens, when you exit your room, Bella's sitting there crisscross on the floor, waiting for the door to open.
Hold on, because I was trying to move it on the actual VTT. It's not working. So I'm, the Glory Theater of Mind.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to move Elias into like just a different room within the house.
Yeah, because you're trying to walk through a wall right now. There's a wall there.
Oh, I'm
have to walk out of the door first.
First.
No,
You're
y'all.
supposed to open the door first before you run into
There's a
it.
door.
I'm being bullied by physics, and it's Pride Month.
This way, Elias.
There's a fucking door right there.
Grabs
Yeah.
by the hand and pulls you into the room.
I'm just so
up, Kid
goddamn frustrated.
Hey, kiddo.
No, you just didn't have to have that. I'm just so goddamn.
Okay, this looks it looks like a room.
If Danix sees you going that direction, he's gonna be like, "Oh, don't go. Those are the rooms I haven't cleaned out yet. Those might still be dangerous."
I need the two of you to make reflex saves, please.
Oh,
God damn it.
Hell yeah.
Let me pull out
Banana bread at work, bro?
Is that? I don't remember making my die like that. Okay. A 9. Yikes.
Okay, reflex. Let's
Left-hand side.
do this.
oh no, I've got the hiccups.
So, each of you, you can hear it, like, and Vin's foot goes right through a floorboard. Vin, you're not touching ground under there. Your foot is dangling free, and there's like a vapor that comes out through the cracks in the floor. It smells a lot like earth and death.
Well, this smells a lot like earth and death below me.
Elias like lunges and they do like the forearm grab, and he's gonna like pull Vin up to safety and away from the hole.
I assume we all heard like the crack
Oh,
of
yeah,
the floorboards.
yeah, you all heard that.
Dahlia's just
I'm okay.
Mommy and Daddy are just fighting. Stay in your room.
Well, at least get out of that room and go to one that I have fixed, please.
It
This is
smells
probably
like death.
Vin,
As they like, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Vin is kind of wedged in there, so I just quickly rolled an athletics for you. He's in there, not to complicate matters, but his leg all the way up to his groin is stuck in there.
Oh really?
Danix,
Oh no, not the groin.
Yes.
can I see you for a second?
You hear the clomping of hooves on wood as Danix approaches the room and kind of just leans in the door.
I'm so sorry. I know you warned us against this precise scenario.
I did.
I see Belle over there. Oh, okay. Danix is starting to make their way over.
I'm trying.
No,
Oh, God, what
you're fine.
happened?
Not because there's a pillar in your way, and that's fine. Here, I got you.
Okay. Cool.
The reason why we're using the map for this instance is because there are certain things on the map where if you step into that square, certain shit will happen.
As we found out, not every square is safe.
No.
Perfect. Danix will go ahead and step in.
I'm so sorry. We had a whoopsie uh-oh, and Vin may have damaged your floor a little bit, but in his defense, it wasn't exactly... The structural integrity was questionable to begin with, if I'm honest.
Danix,
It's
how much
fine,
do you
I
weigh?
need to. I don't know exactly how much he weighs.
I think
but
it's safe to say
he's-
close to that of a horse.
How much does a
Yes.
centaur?
Close to that.
Can you give me a reflex save with misfortune?
Wait, I thought that they were just in the
Around
doorway.
2,100 pounds.
Well, shit.
Yeah, we
Let's
didn't actually
see.
walk in.
Yeah, Danix just walked in.
Danix was in the doorway. Danix was like, I leaned in the doorway, and I'm like, yeah.
I know that. And then Emma moved the token into the room.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
he saw Vin and he was like, okay, I guess I'll. Okay.
So to do that with Misfortune, when you click on Reflex, which is on the green banner on the left side of your character sheet, in the bottom third.
Oh. I hit it with shift on accident. But...
No, it's okay. It's totally cool. You'll see that there are 3 radio buttons. One is keep lower. That's the one that you want. But you just rolled a 20, so roll it again, and then we just keep the lowest. Oh,
18.
fucking 4 legs. Look at you, between 18 and 20, dude. You got an 18, so you 4 legs. You're just like, crack, adjust. You're fine.
Yep. And he sort of pauses as the one floorboard cracks and he lifts the leg up. Well, this is going to be fun. And like someone trying to shuffle their way across ice that might crack under their feet, he is going to slowly and carefully make his way over to Vin.
Can both of us together try at the same time?
That is a good question.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
How would one go about doing that?
Let's just make both athletics checks. Danix, I already made yours. You feel that you have a good enough grip and you can yank Vin straight up if you want.
Perfect. He's not even gonna wait, I think, because the longer they're in here, the more potential for issues.
Yeah, there's a creaking of floorboards going on here.
Yeah. Let's just, and as Elias is like moving to help him, he just hoists Vin up and places him on one of the parts of the floorboard that he can see is steady enough to hold him, so he doesn't fall right back into the floor.
Elias, impressed, is looking like, damn, Danik, I see you. You're like holding Vin by one arm. No, agree. Let's get out of this room.
Vin,
I'm gonna move to...
Vin, give me your perception check.
$24.
Describe your actions and I'll let you know what happens.
Hell yeah.
On a perception check?
No. I'll let you know what happens as the result of the perception outside of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's as soon as we're like stable-footed, we're making our way out of that room.
Sure. So you look down really quick and you can see it's an interesting thing, kind of caught daylight at a really odd circumstance. Something reflective on your body took some of the ambient light in the room and actually just a quick little spotlight like jotted it down there. And your eyes followed it and you look down and it's like a 5-foot drop under the house. And you can see it is like flat churned dirt, well churned due to worm activity and what have you. But you can see a smooth dome of ivory peeking out from the dirt.
Okay. There's something particularly strange beneath us.
Okay, tell us about it while you're outside of the... He's like, kind of...
No. As he says that, I'm
No, you said what? You saw what?
There's something beneath that room, particularly.
Okay. Something as in scary creature or...
I do not know. I saw a dome of ivory.
You're looking at something that's like maybe 5 inches wide or so, 6 inches wide.
That sounds like a skull to me.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
Bodies
I would not be.
buried under the house.
This
I would not be
room
surprised.
might be something we should take a look at soon.
Danix, I don't know that we have asked you this. What do you know about the previous owners of this?
Oh,
Homestead?
I found it abandoned.
But in all your time, you never saw any maybe kind of identifying information about the people that lived here before, like maybe what they were like?
That's a good question. GM, did I see anything as I was cleaning out the first 3 rooms that would have been identifiers, or?
You understand that the previous residents did leave a good amount of stuff here. You really cleaned this place out. A lot of the stuff here was broken, and over the course of those 3 months, you then repaired it. So you're looking at for example, in the main room where the fireplace is. Let me show that on screen here. This here is actually a hearth with, it has a stone, what the hell am I trying to say? Stone pillars on either side with like a stone mantle on top. However, the top then is completely covered in a blonde marble. You don't find fucking blonde marble in Mütvia. At least you've not seen it in your travels. In fact, it's almost that this thing has been imported. But even more so, you see that white thing which is kind of coming out, like kind of protruding a little bit? That is the lip of a large metal dome. It's ornate. It is inscribed on it with like some older art styles, Gothic, if you will. A little bit of an intricate kind of a knotwork, not at all like Celtic, more like Nordic in that it's like the older Ringerike style, which is more the thinner lines and anthropomorphic creatures of nightmare in this case. And it speaks of affluence. Some of the other aspects of the room, such as the wooden pillars themselves, many of them are intricately carved, but some of it have been destroyed through wear as people's hands and items, belongings, rub up against them. So you don't know the prior inhabitants per se. You do know that there were lots of paintings, however. Many of them have been scratched open, like 3-clawed scratched. They were a lot of them were just completely, like down, face down, the frames themselves shattered.
Well, I know that the previous residents, whoever they were, had money, and when I found paintings and other images hung throughout the house, most of them had scratches through them. So, hint at what could have happened to them? Not really sure, but something must have happened to them, and that is a reasonable conclusion.
Steve, I'm wondering if I could look from Danix to the bowl that you described, that lip that has like the different kind of like imagery on it, and I'm wondering if this is something that Elias has ever read about in his time in education, or if the culture or motifs, or if there's any like piece of discernible information he might be able to take about the bowl that's underneath the heart.
Yeah, give me a society check, a recall knowledge action under society.
While you do that thing that is over here, I just pinged down the BTT. Can Belle see that?
If you can see it on, if you can see it on the map, then I'm going to assume so. But I don't know what you mean by thing.
This.
What is
the
this?
Dome?
Oh, can you see the dome on the fireplace? Yeah, you can absolutely see that. I mean, you're not currently standing next to it, but yeah, otherwise.
Belle's gonna move towards it. It looks fascinating.
Yeah, you can definitely see some detail to it. As a matter of fact, give me a perception check since you're right there.
Sure.
What'd you get for the society check?
I'm sorry, it took me a minute to get there. It says I'm trained in this, but I don't know if that fits the what you mentioned earlier. You mentioned like a subcategory, Steve. How would I go about like?
No, you're going to simply roll. Okay, so each of the skills in Pathfinder 2nd Ed have various actions that are underneath them, things that you can take. But for all of them, you still roll that same skill. The reason why they differentiate is because you may have a feat that will give you a modifier towards one of those specific actions.
Got it.
So if you have like the equivalent of a specialty or something along those lines in society for Mutvian lore, then you would add in that bonus in this case.
I don't know if I do right now, so I'm just gonna roll. Society. Damn.
No, unfortunately, you got an 8, and I'll take care of you, and then Belle, I'll come right to you. You have not yet had enough experience with other Mutvian princes or nobility to really understand, and most of Mütvia is either illiterate or they hold on to their literature. And so news from other places and how other people live is kind of far and few between. So that would explain your ignorance in this case. You don't yet know, but chances are you would understand innately that this was probably a manor house of someone who was wealthy. Belle, you taking a look at this, there are some scenes in there that there's one. Okay, so I'll describe it this way. You know that the dome itself is as wide as the interior of the hearth itself, which is like 10 feet. Okay, so you're looking at a very low dome that's like 10 feet wide, and it just fits inside, right? And it's about a hemisphere as well. You can look in on the side and you kind of take a look, and without touching it or anything, you kind of make out that there are more symbols that kind of go around the back of it.
Are they like, do they look like written Mutvian?
No, they look more like bas relief or bas relief. I'm not too sure how that. I think it's bas relief. Not imprinted, but a somewhat three-dimensional, embossed. They look embossed.
Ah. She'll get closer and kind of like take her hand that doesn't have a metal finger and kind of like run her hands across it, trying to figure out the exact shape it is and take off some of the dirt or, soot from the fireplace that probably encased it.
Yeah, you do. And you notice that there's a particular point where the dirt is not quite giving away, and you rub a little bit harder on that, and then the whole thing kind of goes almost as if this hemisphere, it's only a hemisphere. The flat side is up against a stone wall in the back. Still, the whole of it kind of moved as if a portion of it went into the wall.
So
And
is there like an actual fire there?
Oh yeah.
In her way?
It's hot, and that metal is hot.
It's okay, I have heat metal. I'm just kidding. I do have it, but it's not like it would matter. Nobody's around, right?
No, that is incorrect. Elias said that he was also taking a look at it. He hasn't on the VTT.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
Darius did move the token down there, but yeah.
As Elias kind of comes closer to where she is, she'll have been taking
We're gonna put your token down there, buddy.
Dirt or other things to like put the fire out, and starts like scooping the soot out.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
You're digging into any gestures at the wall in the fireplace.
Yes, because there is something back there.
Why don't we pause on that? Vin almost fell into whatever is beneath this. I think that there may be more to this old house than.
Well, shouldn't that means he needs to get good?
Wow.
I mean, that is fair.
That just got wrecked.
Vin! Elias is gonna call, around the corner.
And Belle's not gonna listen. She's gonna keep digging.
So you, just to be clear, you are putting out the fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so the stone under it is going to be necessarily very warm. It's going to take you a little bit
Oh
of
yeah,
time.
I'll take some damage if that's the case. Belle doesn't know any better.
Did you want to do anything with the dome, or you just you moved it and then you just stopped it? Because you're looking and
because she wants to clear out the fireplace to see if there's where it's going, if it's like hidden behind the fire. Like,
thank you.
What's happening?
That's okay. I can provide you with more information without you having to move the fire itself.
Oh, come
so
on.
you, if you want, go ahead. I won't stop you.
No, I'll keep going.
You take a look in the back, the area well lit by the fire. You look up and you can see that the lip of that large metal dome actually goes into the wall.
Oh, behind it.
Yeah, it actually looks like that the dome itself is a complete circle, but only half of it is able to be seen at any time. The remainder of it revolving around a center axis, which is towards the back wall. It looks like the entire dome can actually turn.
So she'll stop digging in the soot. Oh, never mind. It's just more wall that way. I need to go behind it.
No. Just let's just put a quick Delia.
No, thank you.
It's like calling in everybody to.
So Belle, you go towards the back of that wall.
Yeah.
And you can see that it is flush. There is the outside wall. There's no way that is possible.
It won't let me move my token.
Where
Yeah, it's acting weird tonight.
Wait a second.
It's there you go.
Spells.
You good? Delia?
Oh, I'm refreshing it
Oh, okay.
to see if
Gotcha.
that helps. But I wanted to, when I hear Elias call, I'm gonna go over so that I'm in front of the fireplace as well.
Okay.
And then just kind of like ask him what the hell's going on. And then I see Belle trying to dig into the wall, apparently.
Yeah, she's pulled out her giant claws. So like normally, the thing that I'm using, normally it looks like this, but this is what her gouging claws look like as she
That's
pulls
cool.
it out. And
Nice.
she's got it pulled out and she's starting to claw at the wall.
So
Yeah. Can Belle read what's on the dome?
it appears to be more.
Can Delia read it?
It appears to be more embossed scenes than lettering. There's no lettering that you can see.
So like scenes. So like the drawings, can I tell like what it depicts?
Yeah, on the very front, it's more like a hunting scene or what have you, and that there are various creatures that are native to Mütvia. You see a stag that has, fangs and things like that, which is typical. And they're being hunted for their meat. But what Belle is doing now is just on the outside of that. Belle's not actually looking at any of that.
She sees that it goes somewhere and she's trying to figure out where it's going.
Yeah.
Delia, would you tell our good friend Belle here that maybe she should exercise some caution as she begins to excavate Danix's house?
Yes, let's not ruin anything. I did just repair that.
Right.
Uh-oh.
We'll figure it out. But you should not, like they said, she just did repair that. And you'd be very sad if you just repaired something and then someone else came and broke it all over again.
But
Right?
this goes somewhere.
It does. It seems like it does, but there's nothing but wall behind it.
I don't
Can I
think
use
that is
void
correct.
tendrils or dark tendrils to kind of reach through to the other side? It's not what dark tendrils is meant for, but I think after hearing everybody and just sort of standing there, I think without even asking, I'm pretty sure Mercy would just kind of like start to cast that. And then like the dark tendrils would move past to try to see if they can reach through that which
We can
exists.
say that
Elias throws his arms up at this.
we can say that you tap into the void and it doesn't allow you to see beyond the wall, but you know that the tendrils are there. I don't believe that you experience any senses through those tendrils, though. I think they're mainly used to capture an area, are they not?
Yeah, I mean, it deals void damage, so I would think that I would like at least have some sort of
If there's
feeling
something there.
associated with it. Yeah.
Okay, we can say that you extend your senses out to the void. There are actual spells that allow you to do that. That's the only reason why I was hesitant to do it, but we can say that you do it in this case. You kind of extend out, and you can feel that there's nothing there on the other side of the wall.
All right, there is nothing that I can sense on the other side of the wall, so
Is Dahlia's detect magic picking anything up?
I'm going to roll a secret perception for you. Hold on.
Oh, another thing really quick. My character sheet on Foundry is not the same one that...
Yeah, remember
it's the old one.
Remember what I said in Discord? That we were going to hold until? Because everyone needs to have that chance. So,
Yeah,
players,
I forgot about
I'm gonna inform you in a second. But I said that I was going to try to do it in character to provide a good justification for it. We will get there. Delia, you're not. I'm sorry. What was the last thing you said?
Oh, like is my detect magic
Right.
picking anything up?
Nothing that you haven't already filtered out.
Okay, so she's gonna reach to the disc and wiggle it again, and we'll
Oh, we just froze.
YOLO.
Oh, we just froze. Oh, no, we're back. It begins to rotate. At first, it's like a, and then it unclicks out of a fixed position, and then you begin to encircle it. And you can see, like, this is literally going through the wall on the other side, yet there's very clearly of a magical sort, and yet you still detected no magic.
Belle goes outside to the other side of the wall.
Yeah, you quickly look around.
Yeah. This is her discovery.
Nothing.
There's nothing up there.
No. The wall, like you even say, yeah. What was that movie? Was it Brad Pitt and a kid, and it's like a father-son deal or something like that? There's a house, but the house is shorter on the outside than it is on the inside. No, Kevin
Oh
Bacon.
my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
Kevin
What else?
Bacon.
Yes, Doctor Who.
Yeah,
No,
you're thinking of the TARDIS.
no,
there's
this is
no, I remember this.
it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that. You're kind of like, wait, what? And then you look in through the mirror, you can see that, or through the window, you can see the people are turning this thing, and you kind of like line it up in your head, and you're like, nope, that makes no damn sense.
What if she touches the wall?
You touch it, and you can feel wood fibers.
I'm feeling heartened of broken.
And nothing happened when she spun it?
No, when it begins to turn, it takes a little bit of effort, but you begin to see different scenes coming into view. So you're turning it counterclockwise, and you see a new scene coming in from the left-hand side. The hunting scene turns to a feast. Then, as you turn it, the feast turns into another feast, where the animal that was the feast is now feasting on the humans.
Yeah.
And you turn it a little bit more,
Interesting.
and now you can see the humans are completely subjugated before this beast, which is standing there, and everything else they are down on their knees. And then you turn it again, and you can see all, like, I'd say there are perhaps 8 people. Danix, you recognize vaguely some of the people as having been in the portraits that you took down. And you can see like about 8 faces pressed up. Again, this is all embossed and like somewhat 3D, looking directly out at the viewer of this, and all of them have clawed hands and like some kind of features about them that are not animal-like at all, just very bestial. And then you turn it one more time, and you can see a host scene. 4 on one side, 4 on the other. It's those 8 individuals in some kind of like a ritualistic garb, and then the center one is that bestial kind of horned figure there in the middle. And when that comes in, it kind of clicks and snaps into place.
Okay, that is concerning.
Yeah, maybe we don't spin any more strange death wheels. I think that and Elias like cast a kind of horrified glance at everybody in the room. I think that maybe I consider my curiosity cited. I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't want to know anything more about that. And he's like making a move to like distance himself from the bowl, and is really freaked out.
As you are doing that, Mercy, like as you are backing up, Mercy is moving forward. I'd like to do my weird, or I'd like to use my weird cult feat, schooled in secrets.
Yeah.
You notice the signs and symbols that members of mystery cults and other secret societies use to declare their affiliation to fellow members. You can use occultism in place of diplomacy to gather information about such groups.
Sure. Go ahead.
Cool. Gather information is just a perception check.
Gather recall knowledge.
Recall knowledge
is going to be under the specific thing. In this case, most likely a cult.
Oh, okay. I'm using a cult. Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you.
Vin, you are Vin on the map. You and Mercy are still by the door in that room. So I'm assuming that is exactly where you two are and haven't moved from that position.
Sorry, I was following everyone else.
Okay.
So,
all right, cool.
I haven't been on Foundry. I've been on the page.
Gotcha. No. Totally cool. I was going to say you would hear something if you were there.
Oh. Well, I already said it. So.
Okay, go ahead and place your tokens where they should be, and then we'll go from there. Mercy, are you, and you're also over there, and you're taking a look at the symbols too, right?
Yeah, I'm going to use my hero point and roll again.
Oh, yeah, you got an 8 on that. All right, that's a 14.
14.
It's a little bit better. I'm assuming that you are actually in the room looking at it.
Yeah.
In which case, Danix, since you're now the closest, give me a perception check, please. And because this is your house, I'm going to give you a fortune on that. So keep higher on your roll.
I am just really quickly unable to move my token at all now.
Take a look in the upper left corner. Do you see the little person icon and the little like outlined square icon? Are the two of them highlighted, or is something else?
Let's see. Sorry, it refreshed it.
Okay. Mercy, when you take a look at it, this is odd. It is obviously a cult. I mean, it's definitely depicting something like that, but it would suggest that the members of this house were involved in that cult, and the clicking and all of this is definitely indicating something of a secretive nature. Danix, when that clicked, and now everyone is quiet and taking a look at the dome, you swore you heard in the distance.
Fuck.
Okay. Did anyone else hear anything? Any other clicks elsewhere?
No, but this looks like cult work to me.
Elias, are you able to move your token yet?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
May I do an occultism check?
Yeah, absolutely.
First of all, I have the assurance feat for occultism.
Fucking sweet. Yeah, you can take that 10 if you want.
So I could just passively just 16. Does that give me anything?
Yeah, it does actually, with a DC of 15. So, and you're also Mutvian, so I'll give you, as a Mutvian, a native to the land, I'll give you even a fortune on that. But the 16 is going to get you some bare information. If you feel that you want to go for it, you can still roll ahead and.
With that fortune, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude, and why not?
While he's rolling that, Danix is going to kind of look at everyone and say,
There you go.
Stay in
No. Wow. Wow.
Okay.
So we're going to go with the assurance.
Yeah. That was lame. It literally, on my screen, it stopped at 19 and then went boop,
I hate
over to
that.
1.
It's so
It's
cruel.
like, that's so lame.
It's such like a sucker punch. You're just like, hell yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What you're picking up on is this is a harbinger spirit. A harbinger spirit is something of Mütvia that announces the malevolent facet of Nordaga, or rather celebrates it. This is usually done in opposition, or excuse me, in recognition and in opposition of the calm, beneficial facets of nature. It's like the natural aspect that wants you dead, but it doesn't go down the undead route.
Okay. I'm locking that in for just a moment. Wait
Danix.
for like what everyone else
Sure.
is doing.
Yeah, and Danix, you said that you were looking at everyone else, but had cut you off.
No, no worries. Yeah, he's stepping back towards the door. He heard that click elsewhere in the house. He's gonna look at everyone and say, "Stay here for a moment." And he's just gonna try and find where that source was.
Sure, let's find out where you go on the map.
As Danix is leaving, and he doesn't respond to this, but Elias is gonna call. Do you want somebody to? Okay. And turn back.
Vin is gonna fucking light up his pipe.
Yep.
It's a harbinger spirit.
Elias like instinctively reaches for the pipe and the fire source. And it's just like,
We're going to turn the
Would
scene.
Delia know anything about like how they come to be?
I couldn't hear you say that again.
Would Delia know anything about like how these spirits are created or how they come to be? Because obviously, like undead, you have to raise them, right? But something like a harbinger spirit,
Harbinger.
like, is that something that it's like, oh, well, the people died, but like the spirit is still here, and so it's them acting, or it's like the god imposing their will on it, or like would she know kind of how they come to be?
Yeah, give me a recall
Into
knowledge.
existence.
You can give me an esoteric lore or your recall knowledge occult or nature.
Let's see.
After that, we're going to turn this scene on over to Denix as we begin to
Bullshit.
explore the house. There's
Nice.
so many harbinger spirits.
Yeah.
You're going to need more information before you can. Yeah, absolutely. You know of harbinger spirits. There's always a harbinger spirit. There's a harbinger spirit for avalanches. There's one for mudslides. There's one for Mount Vedish, which is way far down south, which is the only active volcano in the entire fucking continent, which is also the holy site of Nordaga. There's a vengeance spirit that always that always leads the last death fog, which is a deadly red glowing fog. It's you definitely need a little bit more.
Yeah, so I need more information on it. Got it.
So our scene now turns on over to Danix, going through the house, taking a look around. You look in the kitchen, you don't notice anything. You already passed by the room on your right side, and you didn't notice anything in there.
Okay. He's gonna start opening the doors of the rooms that he hasn't cleared out yet.
Absolutely. I'm using your token on the VTT as a indicator of what your character can see. So as you move it, then I'll describe it.
Okay, so he's starting with this first room past the kitchen.
Yeah. You take a look in there, and you can still see that there is some fungus and what have you that is still growing up through the floorboards. It is still a moist environment. You did manage to replace the window all the way to the left. However, the broken bed frame you put back. A lot of this is just still scrap crates and what have you, wood that you are salvaging for future repairs, and nothing else in this room stands out.
Okay. If that's the case, he'll move on. He'll close the door behind him.
Okay.
And then continue on up
Okay.
to this next room
Sure.
here.
There is. So you've been in this room before, and you can see that there's also fungi growing up through the floorboards. There is a cracked crate there, as well as a bed and some other stuff. You can even see that nature is like trying to invade the house by coming in through some things because the GM didn't remove that very large tree out from the corner of the house.
I'll have to fix that.
And yeah, call in the arborist. But now there's in this room, before it was pretty much the same smell as anything else. Now you smell fresher than this room.
Interesting. If the smell is different, he's going to take a moment to draw the axe, just in case. And he's going to start he's going to step into the doorway, but not fully into the room yet.
Okay.
And start taking a closer look to see if he can figure out what's different and where the smell is coming from.
Sure. Yeah. You gaze through the boards and what have you. You spend you spend a good amount of time taking a look around without actually moving from your spot, just for safety's sake. You don't notice anything unusual.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dahlia would have moved up to the hallway just so she can like keep an eye on like Danix walking down. So when she sees him go into a room, she's gonna just call out to him like, do you see anything? Vin says there is a spirit, a harbinger. Fuck.
You got it.
In character. That's
It's
perfect.
It's perfect.
No, not in character.
Nailed it.
She knows how to pronounce it.
It's a
She
Drosky
knows.
dialect. You're okay.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fine.
you're all
I
good,
know.
man.
No, I don't see anything, but it smells like fresh earth in here, and it didn't before.
Do you see Earth?
Not
Is there a hole like the one Vin's went through?
You said there are holes in the floorboards, right?
As you can see on the map, yeah.
Okay. He's gonna peek through one of them.
Like the one closest to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now Dahlia's train of thought is okay, fresh Earth means it just got moved, so upturned Earth, so something either came out of it very recently. Is where her brain is going right now.
Sure. You are looking through the floorboards, Danix. It's very dark down there. Do you happen? Let me see what's your vision? Oh, you have dark vision. Probably never occurred to you to look under the floorboards. In looking down there, your dark vision, at first your vision goes completely black, and then you can see black and white imagery starting to show up as your dark vision kicks in. You kind of take out all the rest of the ambient light, and you can see about 8 feet down or so. You can see a smooth floor along with some broken picture frames, some torn up canvas where you can't even see what the image was on there. There seems to be more to it to the east, but from where you are, your vision is only limited to straight down on a little bit of an angle to the east.
Okay. There's a lot more to this house than I was aware of. He's gonna start looking for any signs of a door to a basement or a trap door or something that maybe not, he necessarily can't fit through, but some of the other more humanoid members of the party would be able to.
Are you looking for this under the floorboards or?
In the rest of the house. So he knows what all is in some of the other rooms, but I don't think he's ever thought to check for like any access to like the basement or the underside of the house in any way.
I can tell you in the past 3 months you've never come across anything like that, but you do a quick little search around the house to verify. True. No access that you can see.
Okay. In that case, turning away from his search and stepping back into the hallway, he's gonna look at Delia. So there's a lot more down there than I thought possible. It looks like there's about 8 feet of room between the ceiling or the floor that we're standing on and the floor underneath. And there's some more stuff
Basement.
down there. But there's no door to a basement.
Well, considering how rotten some of the floorboards are, I don't think we'll need one.
No, but it's going to be quite difficult for me to get down there.
Right.
I could probably fit.
Yes, I was going to say the same. I am the smallest.
I can
I
tear
do
out
not
some
like
more.
cramped spaces, though.
Considering that the Harbinger spirit is a spirit of disaster, basically, probably be very careful about anything that looks like it could turn into a disaster, such as faulty housing.
Elias, for a moment, kind of, you see him search the room, and he sees where Mercy is at, and is realizing, like, they're being very quiet, and the last time they were awake before all this happened, like, they were dying, and so he's doing the, like, are you still among us? Are you amongst the living check? And Elias turns to Mercy and goes, what about you? Have you ever seen, and he's going to gesture into the room with the bowl that had the little mini series around the edge of it. Have you ever seen markings like that before? Is that familiar to you?
Not these particular markings, but they are symbolic of a cult. Sometimes they have spells or charms attached to them. Sometimes there's traps or secret doors, but I don't know anything about these.
Yes, see, I'd rather not any of us go down there and not encounter the spirit at all, but it is in the house, and if Danix is going to make this his home, or if we are to spend another night here, we have to make it safe. We have to at least go down and take the remains of those people who I cannot decide if they were sacrificed to this cult or if they are the people that used to live here, but either way, we have to, well, Finn and I maybe do some rituals and make sure they can't be raised, and we deal with the spirit to make the cabin safe. Otherwise, I don't think any of us will be spending another night here if we do not know what this is, and now that we know that the spirit is just roaming.
Steve, I wanted to make a religion check. If possible, I want to juxtapose what Elias just learned from Mercy about this cult, and the little bit of information is there with Elias's experiences, both in his home country and since being an immigrant to Mütvia, and I want to see if like any two synapses fire. If there's
Yeah, let's do it.
anything. Yes.
Let's see what you get.
Okay. Oh, is that a 2?
That's a total of 7.
It looked like an 18 for a second. It did the same thing to me, Chris. Okay.
Yeah, a word of caution: never pay attention to the dice on the screen. Never. Always look in the dice chat in the chat window. That's the only one, because otherwise it's just a tease.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
It really
actually.
is. It really is.
Like a very quick vacillation of feeling. Okay.
Unfortunately, the stuff that has been said, you kind of corroborate that, and that's it.
Okay. I swear, you guys, at one point, I'm going to use a skill to success for something with utility, and we are going to mark the date and the time.
Delia is going to make her way to the doorway of the room where Elias and Vin were, where Vin kind of fell through a little bit, and she has dark vision as well, because she is a cat, and she's going to peer through and then see if does it seem like the underside of both rooms, does it seem like it's one big like basement? Does it connect? Like if they were to go down through this hole that's already made, would they end up where the Danix can see under?
You can, so through a floorboard, through a tiny hole, you can't get that information. You need to do a little bit more digging or removing of the floorboards. But, and considering that you're only there in the doorway of the room, you're not actually in the room anywhere near the hole. You're like 10 feet away from the hole where Vin fell through. But taking a look at through some of the holes that you're at, you're looking at about where you are, about a 4-foot drop. And you recall Vin had said it was more like a 5-foot drop.
Okay. All right, it seems we have some remodeling to do. I probably can't pry the floorboards up, but Danix, it seems like it's a smaller drop through here. Maybe we can pry some of the floorboards up and make enough room.
All right. Then let me, if I can, he'll move over into the doorway and start prying up a few floorboards so that there's enough space for you and whoever, you and Vin, I think was said, who were going to go down. So he'll pry up a few floorboards to give you all enough space to duck down into the space.
You do, and in this room you can tell that there's a let me get you over here. So let me draw here. So we're gonna say that you get, I'd say this area here, probably uncovered, and you can see the closest to you is about 4 feet down. And you can make out definite supports that are obviously holding the house up, and they're rather large and stone. And then the further to the east that you go, the ground starts going down. You peek your head under, and Delia, to answer your question from before, now that you have a lot more access to it, you kind of stick your head under, and you can see the floor absolutely slopes more to the north. And the further north... The further north you go, hold on, this whole thing just, there you go. There you go. So, and the further north you go, what's that?
You're doing great.
Yeah,
Dad.
I got it. I got this. And the further north you go, you can see it slopes down to about another 8 feet or so, but then goes underneath a support wall. In this case, a stone support wall, but you can see that there is, in fact, a wall there separating these two areas.
It seems like we'll have to go room by room. Well, Well, Danix, I assume you'd be able to lower me in, but I really do not like the cramped spaces.
I can,
Anyone
yes.
wants to go?
I will go with you.
I will go to.
Appreciate that.
Right, where are we going?
Elias puts his head in his hands. You see
Yes, I do not think.
Please tell me somebody got my reference.
I do not think all of us should go down out of safety. We need at least 2, I believe. Would be a safe number to help pull us back up in case we needed to get out of the hole.
Danix, what you noticed about the other stuff under the floor and where the scent was not in this room, right?
No, it was in the other room.
Okay, just making sure.
Well,
We're gonna
I
take a
am
look-sees.
okay. This was not the room that I smelled fresh earth in, but definitely worth a look. I will stay here to lift anyone out if needed.
Yeah, Dahlia just like takes a real deep breath. You see her ears just like go down a little bit, like she really doesn't want to do this. And she just like, okay, whenever you're ready. And she holds out her hands to hold out Danix's.
And Danix will hold out his and sort of support her and lower her down into the hole.
Danix, you take a look while you're down there. The earth is solid. It feels like it's been packed for quite some time. But you can see the dome that Vin was talking about. You do not have a smell. Of course, there's a smell of more earth under here, as you would expect under a house and with a dirt floor. But nothing out of the unusual, nothing like what had been described by Danix previously. Nonetheless, about 5 feet ahead of you, I don't know where your I see where your token is on the map, but I don't know where your character. There you go.
It would have been right in front of Danix, yeah. So he leaned over to lower me in.
So we're looking right around here. Is where the whatchamacallit is where the token is, or excuse me, is where the dome bit is. Why am I frozen?
Okay. There seems to be no upturned earth here, so we might not need all of us yet.
As you say that, Belle's gonna look up to the ceiling. No, correct, there is no earth up there.
Give me a perception check, please.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
You know
Where's
what?
the Lost Boys?
Hold on.
Ceiling.
I'll roll for you because it's always a secret check.
No, but I got a 24.
That's cool.
It's fine. You can do whatever you would like.
Oh, I will.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, that got me a reaction. Chain reaction. Nobody else better say "oh" suggestively, or I might have to go.
Emma, I haven't played with you too much, but I've never seen you this red.
Oh, I have.
As my partner would say it, tomato.
Like everyone here just got all okay. Anyhow, when you look up into the ceiling, so it's a peaked roof. There are exposed beams. And the walls go up, for the most part, up to an area, and there's like a ceiling in that area. Or excuse me, the walls go directly up into the roof area. But in the main hallway area, let's see, you're in that area. Okay, so it is like a sloped, vaulted ceiling. You see 2 eyes. They are looking down at you. They're red. And then
Are eyes supposed to be red?
As soon as you look up,
Beautiful.
They're gone.
Oh no, Elias is gonna think I am deceived.
Mercy has not gone down yet.
No. Do you say this? Do you say it out loud?
Oh yeah.
Fuck. No, I'm not gonna go back up. Because it disappeared, right?
Yes.
Okay. She's just gonna like look out and be like, Vin, Elias, I suppose keep an eye on the ceiling. Don't let me die down here.
Oh, I'm coming down with you.
Please don't let me die.
Okay.
Yeah,
Danix will.
You're
all-
muted, Elias.
Oops. I said Elias hits Vin's chest with the back of his hand at that. Why would you go down? There's already a team designated. Unnecessary risk.
I thought I was part of that team.
You were, as far as I knew.
Yeah, Danix was just gonna stay in the edge to help pull us back up if we needed it.
Vin is going to take the pipe out of Elias's hands.
Elias pulls out his own pipe.
Yeah, Delia makes her way to the ivory dome that was on the ground.
Sure.
Because if, they might as well get as much information as they can from here before they move on to the spooky room with the upturned earth.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I was talking about. That. Vin is going to put his hand out like this, as if Danix is just going to pick him up one-handed and drop him down like he pulled him out earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both hands, pick me up.
Like a turnip.
He
So-
can certainly
Damn it,
try.
I was muted. Uppies!
Yes, uppies.
There's a creaking sound and the closing of a door. In this case, the one that separates Belle from everyone else.
Oh, Mercy does not like that. I think I'm back
Wait.
the most. So do I hear and see this door happening?
You certainly heard it.
Yeah, what door?
The door that's separating the
Exactly.
main room from everyone else in the hallway.
Yeah. I go Mercy, that's me. I go Belle, and I'm gonna go to try to open it.
Yeah, it's
Solid.
Belle, you don't have to be afraid. We're all here.
I
Belle, are
didn't-
you upset from earlier? Don't worry about that. Come on out.
Wait, I didn't say. Wait, should I be afraid? Did you guys not shut the door?
No, you shut the door.
I did not shut the door.
Okay, well, open it up. It doesn't matter. It's not opening for me.
Is there a handle?
yes. Oh yeah.
It's just the normal door. It's
And
the
there's no
little
lock.
room.
And there's no lock on it.
She'll twist the handle and push it open.
From where?
What do you mean from where?
Well, you're currently over by the hearth.
Oh,
Hey, move your token.
oh,
It all depends upon where you are visually.
okay. Where's the wall?
It's right by the pillar, the top
Right in
left
front
pillar.
of Elias, I think, is
Oh,
where
okay.
the door is.
Yeah, you have to zoom in to see it.
Oh, okay.
I think Elias is picking up some of the panic in Mercy the longer that this goes on.
Yeah, I start to bang the door. Okay, Belle, it's not funny anymore. Open the door.
I'm not laughing. And she'll from there open the door. Try to.
You're not at the door.
I'm not. Oh,
Yeah, you're
all
Eliza's
the way to
token
me.
is still showing for me
Right
in front of
there.
me. So
It-
I was like,
I
I'm standing by
apologize. Yeah,
Elias.
I normally am not this reliant on VTTs
No,
because
you're good. I'm gonna refresh mine real quick because it looks like it just hasn't updated. And
I
I'm not gonna.
I can tell you that Chrome does not work with this at all. So if you happen to be using that,
I know.
Firefox does do an extraordinary job.
I'll do
However,
that next time. I promise.
no worries. However, there is just on the other side as well. The other door closes and locks to that room.
I feel like Elias and I both turn very slowly towards that door together.
And you see the last inch of it go.
There's like almost a Scooby-Doo-esque exchange of bewildered looks between Elias and Mercy at this.
Maybe there's something there to help us open this door?
I think
Mercy
that's
doesn't quite believe that.
yeah. I appreciate the optimism. And
this is
Melissa's
happening.
gonna edge toward the space.
It's locked.
Yeah.
If you notice that the map has gotten darker,
Yep. We
Yeah.
this.
that is on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, so while this was happening, I have tried to pick up the ivory dome.
Thank you. We're going to turn our scene over to Delia now, underground, working with that. Delia, from above, you can hear the clacking of doors and the almost smell of panic that is starting to rise in the house. There's almost a static electricity, and as you work to uncover some of the earth, you can definitely tell that this is a skull. You uncover it. It has normal teeth and everything else looks pretty much okay. But you notice that its jaw had been cracked in half, and there are 3 slash marks extending from the cheekbone down across the upper mandible, down into the jaw where it cracked. It's almost as if something went, grabbed the jaw and snapped it in half, ripping the jaw out from the person's face.
Would I assume that these little claw marks would have come maybe from the creature depicted on the dome in the hearth?
I think that is a reasonable assumption, and if communicated, I may be able to give additional people some additional information based on their prior experiences as well.
Okay, so
That answer.
Delia grabs it and makes her way back to right under Danix, because also the light from the outside would have helped her, right? She holds it up to him, and she would ask him hey, have you seen anything like this? Because I remember her mentioning that Danix mentioned that he had seen paintings and things like that that were also slashed across. And so seeing the slashes, she's kind of putting 2 and 2 together, like this is the same creature that caused all this destruction. And so she holds up the skull for Danix to see if the slashes look the same.
Danix, the
And then
space,
she tells...
the spacing of the slashes is very similar to what you also saw in the paintings.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she would go, does this look familiar? I can't help but think that the creature depicted on the dome is the same creature that did this. The same creature that's been wreaking destruction on the house and the rest of the belongings. Here. And she has him take the skull.
Oh, he'll put Vin
show it.
back down beside him, not wanting to lower him into the hole with Delia standing right there.
Sure, okay.
Okay.
Before, do I see anything else down here while
No,
I'm here?
no.
Or yeah, okay. Because if she doesn't see anything else, she's going to ask for uppies because she does not want to be there.
Danix will absolutely give up ease.
As you do, and you can see the helpful arms of Danix coming down to you. You're not alone.
Down there?
Oh yeah, you're not alone. There's, let's just say, conversations going on around you.
Can I make a perception check?
No need, you heard it.
Oh, I mean, because since I have dark vision as well, I'm looking around.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You look around, you don't see the source of them at all. What I'm letting you know is that you achieved the equivalent of a critical success. I provide you with all the information. Yeah, I'm staying in character. I'm not letting you use that dice to take you out of this.
I see. Okay. Yeah, no, I just look at Danix. And so even though Danix couldn't hear, like, you can tell, like, that Dahlia either saw or heard something. And she's like, okay, okay. Like, okay.
Your
now.
senses are now fully heightened. Danix is already in the process of starting to lift you up, and that's when you can feel a sliding down your leg. You look down real quick as you are getting yeeted up out of that hole, and you can feel something like grab onto your foot as the rest of your foot manages to give way. You are finally up. You take a look, and the only thing you see is a small little knob of dirt just kind of go, and everything else is still.
Okay. It came out of the dirt. It came out of the ground. Where did you say you smelled the upturned dirt? We must have awoken it. It must have come out of there.
It was in the other room.
I have an above table question, Steve. I'm wondering, particularly with this new culture, the antagonists or whomever this is, they may be buddies. I don't want to cast judgment. But you said that they have like a different, did you say malevolent like relationship with the land with Nordaga?
What information did you receive in character?
I'm trying to flash back. You know, I have no short or long-term memory.
Then that's fair. I'll help you out. The information given out so far is that it was not a malevolent relationship with Nordaga. It is a representative of the malevolent facet of Nordaga.
Oh, okay, I see. I am curious, I'm asking specifically because I'm wondering if Elias would establish any parallels or see any kind of connecting factors between his sister's relationship with the land and how it was distinctly different from like his own experience. I'm wondering if he would like connect those two dots.
Yeah, give me, you know what? Give me a sense motive on that. That's very good. Are you strong in sense motive? You know what? Let's make you strong in sense motive. Roll it with keep higher.
Okay.
For while the die is being cast, anybody who is attuned to void, may I please have a will save?
Oh, okay.
That includes you, Bill.
God damn it! I got a 9.
I cannot find sense motive.
It's under your skills, under your proficiencies tab, which is the hand icon.
Okay.
Isn't
it may not be there.
Hold on. Is it?
There is no sense there.
There's no sense. Oh, Jesus Christ!
That's the same problems as Seekers, baby.
That's 5e. Yeah, I'm sorry. Give me. It's just a perception check. I'm a dumbass. I apologize.
No worries.
Don't talk about my friend like that.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
stop it.
Kids, stop it.
Good glory.
Not during Pride.
Gross.
Not during Pride.
Vin, meanwhile, with reckless charge.
I did not mean to do that. I was.
He's like,
Fucking juggernaut just rails through a wall.
WrestleMania.
Head first, all you see a wall explode.
I saw a button blinking on my character sheet. I was like, "What does this do?" And I just fucking clicked on it.
Very Vin coded of you.
Very. That's funny as fuck. Okay, where are we at?
Showing me the dice like spin when I click it to roll perception, but nothing happened.
When you click on the little D20, are you using Chrome?
No, I'm using Opera.
Oh, okay. I'm using Opera as well. Hold on. I will roll your perception for you.
Thank you.
Did you wait a second? Are you rolling the die under initiative?
No, the one that's under perception, right?
Okay, and then there's like, yeah, I got you. You are. It is possible that your sister ended up tapping into that aspect of Nordaga. But it is not your feeling, or you don't seem to get a feeling, I should say. And this is, of course, all subject to change with the information and experience, that your sister purposefully tapped into a specific malevolent entity that is somehow tied. No, it probably doesn't work that way.
Right, and as Delia, she came up and she heard that and she felt that. She told Danix that it came from the ground, right? And that she looks around and she's like, we have to stay together. We don't know where it's gonna come out of next. And that's when she realizes that she can't see Belle. She's like, where's Belle?
Yeah.
Belle.
I also got a 9 on my will save, by the way.
Oh, thank you for that. Belle, what was your will save?
That's a great question. Let me do one.
Okay.
Danix would look at Delia and be like, I think she was back by the hearth, no?
Skills. Hang on. My thing is too small.
It's on the left-hand side. It says like will, fortitude, and whatever in the red part on
Will,
towards
fortitude,
the bottom.
reflex.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, Nat 20 wife. Really appreciate you following.
Nat 20 wife.
That's funny. Hi.
So,
I was just texting you.
house rules: if someone follows while it is your turn in a die roll,
I'm gonna need it.
You get a reroll. So go ahead and reroll.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks.
Please.
You might have literally saved my sanity.
Please get better than a 9, please.
And it was with a +7 too.
Oh, geez.
That's wild.
That would
25, yes.
Fucking Nat 20 wife gave that one to you. So first off, thank you
yes.
and welcome to the channel. Secondly, Belle, you can feel the... Let's say, for a moment, you're not alone in that room. Standing behind you, your face is to the door. Throughout this time, I imagine that your hand has been on the handle itself. And you can hear coming from the hearth a laugh. And then you go to touch the door again, like there's something behind me, checking. And you can feel all the dead hairs on the back of your neck beginning to stand up as that cold chill starts at the base of your spine and slowly rises straight up and into the base of your skull and washes over your shoulders and then down over the front of your body. And everything gets all prickly. You know that feeling, right? And then that's when you also hear... right behind your left ear.
Can Belle say something?
Yes.
She stands up a little straighter. You're stuck in here with me.
Let's see if that's true.
Put me into initiative. Do it. Do it, you coward.
You put me into a fucking panic is what you did.
That's my job.
I am going to... There we are. Okay.
You're stuck in here with me is such a 25 move, too.
So,
Yeah,
I
that was hard.
I think it's fair to say that we are... Oh, hold on. Let me undo that. Let me do this. I'm going to put everyone into initiative because I have a feeling that you're going to want this.
Oh, Steve, one
Yeah.
thing really quickly.
Yes.
So on my hero lab, which is to me, like the one that I don't use it during the game, but it's like the one that I think has like all the correct information. So I have like incredible initiative, and I remember choosing that when you and I were character building, but it never ended up on the like Foundry tabletop unless I'm not seeing it.
Oh, it should be absolutely a feat on your sheet. 1 second. You're saying incredible initiative?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one moment. Incredible. You can always open up the compendiums, find your feet, and then click and drag it onto your character sheet as well.
Oh.
Your
And
feet are attached to your legs.
Elias, let me get that on over to you. Oh, cannot add it to... Wait a second. Is there background feet? General feet?
Let me pull it up.
I added it in as a bonus feat for now, so we can resolve that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, you now do have it, and with that, let's create some havoc. Alrighty. The order is Danix, then Bell, then Mercy, then Vin, then Elias, then Delia. And as for it, since we don't know what we're dealing with here,
Could I make an argument or a roll to argue that Belle should go first?
we will absolutely see. It's standing there behind you, presumably, but you might be able to catch it off guard. That's what initiative is going to determine.
Okay.
Unless you have something specific that you'd like to do. And also, you can also spend a hero point to kick something off if you want. What are you thinking of? Let's hear it.
Actually, yeah, I'll use a hero point to do that. I was waiting till you said something before I actually pulled up my character sheet. Let me just... Oh, I thought I rolled, and I was like, it wasn't me, I swear.
So, this thing is breathing right behind your left ear.
Stop breathing.
You have an idea of what it
just
is that
spoke
you'd
like
like to
Vin.
do. You called for initiative, so
All good. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna make my screen bigger so we can see more of my character sheet.
while you're doing that, you're saying that you want to go first, because right now, Danix, you have initiative. You're going to be the quicker thinker on this.
Okay. Well, as far as Danix is concerned, he's gonna turn, hearing the concern in Delia's voice about where is Belle. Mercy's been trying to open the door this whole time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I think he's going to see the concern on your face, Mercy. And be like, okay, we need to get this door open now. And he will rush down in front of the door.
Okay.
And he's going to start by trying to pry it open.
Sure. You know that this door pushes open, but you want to pry it open? Okay.
Well, he'll push as hard as he physically can.
Awesome. Give me an athletics check.
Perfect.
Let's see what you got. Let's see what you get. And then, Belle, you are going to be on deck.
Done.
Alright. Athletics.
Belle, what was the... oh, shit! A 20!
That
yeah.
20!
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Describe-
entire weight of horseman. Just.
I will let you know what happens to the door. You tell me your intention here and the forceful nature of it.
Yeah, he's not worried about the door. He's worried about the person behind the door.
Sure.
He's gonna essentially like back up into the hallway as much as he can and throw as much force behind his shoulder as he possibly can and just slam into the door.
Okay. You do. Your shoulder gets, like, first off, you have the entire weight of a fucking horse behind you. You put everything behind it, and with a loud crunch, the fibers of this wood cannot stand it. It goes and completely splinters open. Belle, in front of you, the door just absolutely erupts in horse. And Danix then comes through.
Erupts in horror.
There are
In horse.
That's definitely a way to describe it.
there's a that's a stream marker for that clip. The voice directly behind you. And then fades back a little bit. Mercy.
Is it my turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
It is, Mercy, on your turn. I have you with that. You may not have been able to hear the laugh. We will determine that on your turn. But I'd like you to just pause at the beginning of your turn so I can tell you some additional information based off of that laugh, because you failed your will save.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'll remind you. Yes.
Belle, this is your turn. Go for it.
Does it look like, real quick before I pick my move, does it look like he is like slinking into the shadows? Like, I'm here to scare you and then I'm going to go away?
No,
Or-
actually not
Okay.
into the shadows at all. More into the center of a very well-lit room.
Excellent. Okay. Judging that he's breathing, I'm saying he, just
That's fine.
judging that they're
It
breathing.
was a deep voice. That's natural.
Would one say that they are alive?
No.
Okay.
No. And in fact, you smell like a charred steak that is left behind with a hint of a rotten egg behind it. And
As
then
a-
a foul stench of curdled milk.
Excellent. Okay. As Bella's preparing this spell that she's preparing, she's gonna like say something pointed in its direction. Ooh, you do not smell as good as the bacon. And is going to cast Horizon Thunder Sphere at it.
It's such a good band name. Oh my god.
It really is.
Oh my gosh.
Horizon Thundersphere. Okay.
Yes. You gather magical energy into your palm, forming a concentrated ball of electricity that cackles and rumbles like distant thunder. Make a spell attack roll against your target's AC.
Go ahead and roll your spell attack.
Does that work?
Yeah, you get you get a couple of options here.
Okay.
How many actions are you spending on it? So with 2 actions, the spell has a range of 30 feet. With 3 actions, it has a range of 60 feet and deals half damage on a failure, but not on a crit failure, as the electricity lashes out and jolts the target. Also, keep something in mind. You don't have a target. You don't see anything yet. You've only heard, and so you have an approximation. So we're going to play this as if you're attacking a particular square. On the map, you're going to tell me what square you're attacking. Oh, and by the way, if you decide to spend 2 rounds doing this, this is the first time I've ever seen this. This is a spell where you can spend 3 actions for 2 rounds. I've never seen this at all before. If you spend 3 actions casting the spell, you can avoid finishing the spell and spend another 3 actions on your next turn to empower the spell even further. If you do, after attacking the target, whether you hit or miss, the ball of lightning explodes and deals 2d6 electricity damage to all other creatures in a 10-foot emanation. Considering you don't know where the hell this thing is,
Yeah, I was gonna plan on spending all 3 actions to do that.
For 2
because
turns.
she's making good on her bet that you're stuck in here with me.
Oh, this is so metal.
Danix, I'm going to move you in for effect into that area there, because I assume that you went right through.
Yep.
Okay, so Belle, you are spending all of your actions doing that. Make your end your turn, and we have who is next?
I am, I think.
Hold on. That was Belle. Mercy. Yes, you are up. Mercy.
Yes, what happens to me?
So, the very uncomfortable feeling that when you woke up, do you remember what that was? You had a recollection of something that had occurred over the past 24 hours or so?
Did I?
Yes. As you slept, there were nightmares, and you kind of felt that there was something under your flesh riding your skin.
Yeah. The mummy beetles, yeah.
Yeah, that. You have an immediate like sense memory or you have an immediate sense memory recollection of that. Whatever did that is going to rip Belle apart, and you can almost hear it.
I think so. I think what happens is, do I suffer before I get into the role play? Do I suffer any penalties from it?
None. You are simply aware of it, which and you understand that if anything happens to this thing, chances are it's going to happen to you.
If anything happens to what thing? To Belle?
No, if anything happens to whatever that is, somehow, some way, they've tied themselves to you as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna move 5 feet. I'll use an action for that. And I'm like standing behind Danix, and it almost in my head, nobody else can really see this, but in my head, it looks like the thing had never left, and it came up, and I could see it poke through like my shoulder and start to slither down and like out of my hand, and underneath where the door was, like the little little thing in the door, and I see it sort of like encompass this whole room. So to me, it looks like it's just cloaked in like this mental shadow, and my like world is like fixated on Belle. And I'm gonna see her start to cast this thing, and I just lose my shit. And she goes, no, stop, you cannot, I will die. Oh, fuck off. And then I am going to mine.
I immediately check to see if my music switched to something else. That was horrifying.
It sounded like the Monster Mash. I am going to I can't see the target. Can I use message if I can't see a target, but I can hear a target?
That's a really good question. Let me get you an answer on that. In the meantime, what other actions do you want to take?
I think that's the only thing I want to do. I want to, because I don't want to affect this creature, but I want to try to get it to fucking fuck off. So I start to like, I close my eyes really tight and I start to like panic, and like do like heavy breathing. I'm like, and Elias can see this happening. And I mouth the words, I'm
going to assume that because you know that something exists, that is going to qualify for it as a target in this case, and specifically and only specifically because it is tied to you somehow.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it in the area that I hear it, and I'm gonna mouth the words, please don't hurt her, just take me instead. Please don't hurt her. And that is...
Don't hurt us.
And no, you can't hear me say that. I mouth the words, but it can hear me. And I end my turn.
You're muted, Elias.
It responded to you.
Elias
Yep,
is
it responded.
grabbing both sides of Mercy's face, like trying to get them to level. I need you to tell me what's going on.
And with that, Mercy had to end to turn. Vin, you're up. Elias, you're on deck. Mercy, it had responded.
What did it say?
In time.
Can I just really quick before my turn ends, before Elias like whips my attention away, I want to sorry, I have like really itchy eyes. I had been like, my eyes were squeezed shut and I was mouthing the words and I hear them and my eyes open and you see like glowing purple light as I start to channel like the void in order to save like my love, and I say, no, now. And then it's broken by Elias, and those eyes go away, and I'm just like in a panic, frozen state.
It just laughs.
Yeah, he's a fucking. I choose the bear. That's the end of my. That's the end of my turn.
Vin, you're up, Elias. You're on deck.
Okay, I don't really know what to do, so I'm running up here to be with Elias and Mercy to find out what's going on. And can I use detect magic to see if I can see where any of this is coming from?
Absolutely, you can.
Then I'd like to do that.
Okay. Let me see something here with your detect magic. That's right, because now it's only 8. So where's the 30-foot emanation going to come from? Like the entire room? Like in the center of that room somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ooh. So you through the chaos, you manage to like squash down any kind of input, and then you just concentrate for a second there, and you are getting like flashes and whips of magic that are in this area. Give me a will save with fortune, so keep higher.
Okay. Okay.
What'd you get?
24.
Yeah, you did. So as all that, you're realizing that you are not picking up on stuff immediately. You started back to where your leg was. And whatever was in that area, there's a little bit of a history with that. And there's almost a reading of a time span that is now taking place. And the various elements of magic that have been in this area, you are now picking up on old shadows of those, echoes of a past, until finally they all now center in on right now, and you get a and you sense it. It is coming from within Mercy.
Ooh.
You have one action left.
Can I tell?
Nope. That was a detect magic that Vin had cast, thoroughly internal.
Makes sense though. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know. We kind of want to go. Vin, you have one action left.
Shh. I don't have anything that I can do with one action.
Okay.
You
can move.
I'm just gonna like put my hand on Elias's shoulder, and I'm just gonna be like, it's coming from within her. And that's it.
Elias, you're up, and Delia, you're on deck.
Elias turns his face and meets eyes with Mercy and returns a panicked look back at Vin. Would the smell of rotten eggs or sulfur, or kind of the stench of the thing that is, I think with Delia, like in the hole, is that something that would have become noticeable by now to the rest of the group?
I know. Delia is still in the door by that area, and that's where the scent was, but that's a very good question. No, we're going to say that it was subtle, and it was her really detailed perception that was picking up on that. So unfortunately, no one else is picking up on that just yet.
Got it.
Excellent
and
question,
I need to have line of sight, I imagine, for much, if not all of my magic.
Just depends on the spell. Sometimes you don't. Some of it is AoE. Some of it is whatever. What are you thinking of?
I want to try to summon undead on the other side of the door.
Sure.
But there's no way. I don't know if there's a way for me to. I mean, this place is pretty shitty. No offense, Danix. But like, I bet you that there's a hole in a wall somewhere where I could try to get line of sight of Belle so that I could summon something in there.
Yeah.
Well, I did just charge a hole through the door, so
That does help. That adds makes this a little bit easier.
Go ahead and cast the spell on your sheet.
All right.
And let me see what I can do for you.
So, kind of in the cacophony of everything that's happening and in the panic, you see Elias reach into his back pocket. And he is... Sorry, I'm doing two things at once. I want to pull this up so I can actually cast it.
I just got it for you.
Okay, perfect. It also helps that I'm like now on the VTT. I think I was just clicking on Hero Lab for a second.
I want to find out. Yeah, you and I will talk offline as to why you're also in Hero Lab, unless you find that easier to use than the VTT. But we can talk offline for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know if it's rolling or not.
There's no roll for summon undead.
Oh, okay, excellent. And in that case, this is relatively easy then. Elias is reaching back. He's going to take out a relatively well-maintained kind of bundle of cloth. This is the bundle that of earth in the kind of like, I don't know the official term, so I'm going to say murder grizzle that is beneath the soil.
Oh, that's
in
fucking
Mütvia.
awesome term. I love that.
I feel like is that your pet name for Vin?
No. Vin and I will get there. We had a really cool conversation with Chris about that earlier. Yeah, and what's interesting is that kind of familiar chill, or almost like, you know, when you're just a little taste of when your foot's asleep and it's got that like static. Elias traditionally feels that when he is in the throes of reanimating the dead. But here, he finds that as soon as his fingers touch the actual like murder grizzle, as soon as they're in contact with the soil, he feels that feeling a lot quicker, a lot more pronounced, and it feels like success. It feels like a vibration of just like, he feels like he's in the right place at the right time in this moment. And you see him close his eyes with the murder gristle in his finger, which makes it very easy to snap. And he is going to raise, and if I can, I don't know if there is a floor hole that maybe like Danix has walked through and left to where I could like reach down and help my summon up out of the ground. I don't think it technically has to come out of the ground, but like I've really themed Elias's vegan necromancy, we're gonna call it, around that kind of magic. So yeah, he is gonna pull up a rotting skeleton. As he does, a little bit of the skin kind of comes off of it. He at this point has like built up enough resistance not to flinch at it, and as the thing squares up, he nods at it solemnly. He looks at it in his eye, and then that's, I think, all of my actions. It takes me 3 to summon the undead.
It does. Where do you summon it? In the middle of the room, or you can do within 30 feet. So
I want to do it directly in between Belle and whatever this thing is. So
no one can see where that thing is. So where do you want to put it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the center of the room. I feel like that way there's like quick access.
Perfect. Yeah, it's already there. So there's Belle behind you. There's this clacking of floorboards, and in a very supernatural fashion, you can see like a hand latch out of a void pocket that opens up in the floor, and then another one until finally coming back down with a clanking of armor and a blade that finally goes thunk, rests down on the floor. You see a full-bodied skeleton standing there waiting for a command. Okay, Danix,
Sorry.
that's what you see.
Well, okay. Danix is kind of surprised by this because I don't think he's because Elias has summoned stuff before, but I don't think he's ever done it in like Danix's immediate vision.
Yeah, and you'll be able to take actions next turn at the top of the round. In fact, you're on deck. But as far as actions go, letting you know that you can see it because you're right there and you're kind of facing the center of the room. Belle hasn't really moved and is in the process of doing stuff. But right now it is Delia's turn at the bottom of round 1.
Okay, so man, this is so complicated. She is going to move closer. There's probably no way for me to do that right now, even if I got to the other side, because it's just a door. Because what I wanted to do, but now everybody's clumped up, was to use my mirror to cast my reflection into the room so that I didn't have to go through everybody.
That's awesome.
So I would have tried to move to where there's less people, so on this side, and cast my reflection into the room.
Okay, let me see if I can do that. There you go. How's that?
Yeah, beautiful. And then that's kind of just to, she's gonna move right next to, around this side, next to Belle. Just looking, so with her back to the wall, looking into the room, to, I guess, try to protect Belle, right? If anything does come out.
Sure.
That's what she's going to target. Now, Dahlia, though, original OG Dahlia, kind of heard somebody, and she doesn't remember who, but somebody said it's inside her, which I think it was Vin.
That was Vin who said that it was inside her, but if you were paying attention, then you would have known that he was talking about Mercy.
Because I was in the hall just kind of watching them all run up and bundle up, and I heard Mercy yell, "Don't do it, it'll kill me," and then Vin yell, "It's inside of her." So I want to see if there is any way for me to use my either my exploit vulnerability or my dubious knowledge feats to try to see, is there any way that I would know to try to separate them, or to try to push him or push the entity out of her so that we could, just kill it.
Okay.
So that's what she's going to try to do.
You offered 2 things. Whichever one you want to do, go ahead and roll.
Oh, well, it was which one will you let me use
It's
the
your
question.
character. Yeah, you can use whichever action you feel is going to work for you.
Yeah, so she'll use her exploit vulnerability then, everything she knows about spirits and when they inhabit hosts, and is there a way to push the spirit out of Mercy?
This is going to be part of dubious exploit vulnerability.
Yeah, so that's esoteric lore, I believe.
It is. Yes, it is. So you need to select a creature you can see. Which creature do you want to do that on that you can see?
So right now I am currently in front of Mercy. And I am going to grab her hands.
So you're doing it on Mercy.
If there's anything.
Mercy is the answer. Okay. All right, cool. Go ahead and roll.
Glean.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
What's happening to her. Oh, man, that's a 14. Do I get any info at all?
You pick up on very subtle clues that would indicate some kind of a possession, but not an outright. It seems like sharing a body of, or currently, based off of what Vin has said and the subtle reaction. Mercy, is there anything in particular that Mercy's body would be giving off as a sign of someone riding her?
Yeah. So
I get so immersed.
in
I
this,
tunnel vision.
in this
Don't really
context,
think of anything else.
I mean, put a marker down.
It's game marker.
You're gonna clip
pressed
that later.
markers. Somebody will. I'm gonna fucking.
There are several indicators.
Should I consider this one of those things for the true crime podcast?
Yeah. This is gonna be one of those things, I'm sure.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Mercy has very clear indicators that she is about to be possessed. It would probably, if there's any connection to somebody that is not completely corporeal or human, I would imagine Mercy's void energy comes out in a way that kind of glitches her, so she sort of looks like there's like a blurry side by side and then back and forth, like anytime I drive. And that is probably what you're seeing. Like, you grab my hand and then, like, I feel like you would feel like a buzzing, like a humming, and then you would see that I'm like in two places at once. Does that answer the question, Steve?
That was strictly a description for Delia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what you would see.
Damn. And then would I inherently know anything about exorcisms?
Oh, yes. Yes, you would.
Can we?
I would say yes. I would say that this is something that the Lubashkoi have experience in. Particularly,
because now that I can tell.
Yeah, particularly
like,
when it comes to
this-
like other Drosty families that kind of practice this kind of BS. I would say that you have something to it. What was your esoterica? Your esoteric
So
lore
my
was the
esoteric lore was to see like what was going on with like her specifically right now. But now that you're like, yeah, you can tell she's, being possessed kind of. Now Delia, the first thing in her mind would be like, we need to do an exorcism.
Chances are that's
essentially.
Sure, that's gonna be about several hours worth of ritual.
Damn. So, okay.
You can feel a presence in that room off of your mirror image. Belle, you're also beginning to feel the rising of energy in there. Danix, you're also beginning to see a coalescence beginning to occur. Elias, you're kind of receiving a little bit of an indication, like you can kind of see through over other people's shoulders and stuff. Because right now everyone's bottlenecked into the door, so you really can't see much. But what you are seeing is like the skeleton itself is kind of turning around. You're getting the impression that while the conversation is going on, while the strategy is being thought of, this thing is already beginning to take its action because it hasn't moved yet. It seems like you're getting the impression that the more information you give it, the more it's just going to use against you. We're still on your turn, Delia.
Yeah, I honestly think that's all she's gonna do. Just think and try to glean info from Mercy. She cast her mirror image, so if anything happens in there, like, she knows she's ready for it. I think that's gonna end her turn.
Okay, all right, you got it. Top of round 2, Danix. What are you gonna do? So you have roughly 6 seconds worth of actions. What do you got?
All right. Well, he's starting to see that coalescence. He normally seeing that would be his clue to charge in, but knowing that he heard Mercy say that will kill her,
Yeah.
that's a major concern to him. Is Belle still actively working on casting that spell?
At the moment, well, because I don't think Belle heard anything to stop her.
Realistically, everything within that little... Remember, one turn with everyone going is only 6 seconds worth of action. and you are now 2, 4, 6, right? Each action takes 2 seconds to do. So you're about, at the end of your very first one. You can still hear other things going on. If you don't want to continue casting it, then you can absolutely stop it on your turn.
Can I make the argument that since this is such a hugely powerful spell, that it's going to take 3 actions on my next turn to stop it?
Oh, you think it's going to? I mean, I'm telling
She's
you
never
that
used this power before. This is like a massive thing.
I fucking love that you were willing to sacrifice an entire turn to kind of calm that down. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Depending upon how you relay that information out to everyone and how you, as a role player, depict it,
Okay.
you may end up getting a hero point out of this.
No pressure.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Danik said it's still your action, and then Belle, you're on deck.
I think not being sure if Belle knows to stop it. Danix doesn't want to touch this thing or hurt it in any way. So he is going to... Hang on, how close am I to Belle? Right there. He's going to keep his body blocking the door, knowing that he doesn't necessarily want it getting out and getting towards anyone else in the hallway.
Sure.
But he is going to turn to Belle and sort of attempt to grab her hands and be like, "You need to stop. You're going to hurt her." And just use that to sort of use that action to get Belle's attention and make sure that that message is relayed.
Would that be the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. I also need to see.
Oops, sorry.
Oh gosh.
Belle, you're up.
Oh, sorry. Delia's first.
No, Belle, it's your turn.
Oh, I thought you said Delia's up, and I was like, all right,
Oh,
sounds
hold
good.
on. We have for Belle's role play. Oh, shit. Okay, so I put up a new redemption for channel points, which is that anybody in the chat can force a hint from me. Okay, now that hint, as expressed, is for Belle's roleplay. So that leaves it open. So because of that, typically I ask the person in the chat to do this. By the way, this is a 15,000 point hint from Genpu Knight. So you're gonna get something pretty fucking good. What information do you need to have to make the proper determination of what to do at the beginning of your turn? And if you can't think of something, I will give you something, because that's what that does.
Yeah, I'll have you do it because I'm not totally sure, because we've got the information from Danix to Belle, trying to get her to stop.
Absolutely. So when, you know what? Let's go to the scene.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were already on the scene. Okay. So you are there next to the pillar, and you kind of have an idea that this thing is somewhere in the vicinity. You don't know what it is, but you begin concentrating. You tie. Can you tell me how you tie yourself over to Mercy? So here's the lead I'm going to give you. Mercy had indicated that you two are tied together somehow, some way. I want to hear how you are from Belle's perspective. I want to get inside of Belle's mind on this. Give me the glory that is Belle's connection to Mercy, and with that, how are you going to use that connection to get the information that you need? And then I will fill in all of the blanks.
I need to turn up my vibe music to really get into it.
I fucking love that you have your own personal soundtrack going on behind the scenes.
I do. It's dark cello music.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Immediately Spotify.
Right?
It's actually on YouTube. It's called Deep Cello Meditation. But so we had kind of established in the beginning that they do have some sort of connection with music, and they can kind of see each other's memories and such. So in a more visual sense that I think it probably looks different from Mercy's side versus Belle's side, but for Belle, she can always see a physical connection. It's kind of like coming from Mercy is this inky void that just comes over and attaches to Belle's heart, and through it, it's very faint. No one could tell what is coming off of this inky void, but it's little pieces of music notes.
Okay. All right. Man, make me fucking work for my job here. I love that. I love that so fucking hard. Hold on. Let me get... you said music, so... Alrighty. Let's see if we can do this. Holy shit. You begin tapping into it. You start getting that connection. You understand that it lies within Mercy, but you also pick up another piece of information. It's right next to you. You know that it's there. You can almost sense the charred flesh somewhere nearby. The flames that lick off of it even reach out and touch your skin. You get the idea that Mercy, through this crescendo of notes, like the... A claw is about to be raised and dragged straight down across your face with the intention of talons scooping out your brains and bringing it down through your jaw, shattering your body in the process. And all while the chorus of your own words, I dare you, coming through. That brought fuel to that fire, and it is burning hot. You hear all the whispers, a chorus of things that are out there just waiting for you to slip up, just so that you can join them again. You can already hear the writing out of a contract, something of your soul which is going to be handed over to others, because this will absolutely kill you. You can hear the thunder peals outside, which haven't even been out there yet. You can hear the hooks and the metal groaning from another world. You know whatever it is that is coming towards you. It is coming from within Mercy. It was there last night. The wards cast it out only temporarily. But as for electricity, because that was a 15,000 point, I will tell you that electricity will affect it, but not to any particular degree, nor does it have a weakness to it. Instead, what you're now picking up on is the discordant notes of its existence would indicate that something holy might actually do something more to it. And the last thing that you pick up on is this woeful melody of something that is just playing in the background. That tune that binds you two together. Now, mind you, until you say otherwise, you are still casting that spell.
Do I get, or does Belle get an inclination if I damage this, it damages her?
100%. But on the other hand, if this thing is not cast out,
Belle doesn't need to hear the rest. If it
I'll give you one. I'll give you one more piece of information.
If you
that
want to, sure.
It's something that is hinged off of that. You hear whispers everywhere. You can hear doors, metal doors slamming. You hear cages rattling and chains. Then you remember the 8 figures and that one that was there. A skull was pulled up. They're still in the house. If you can find a way to distract this thing, get to all 8 of those bodies and do something proper with them, this house would then be safe from the influence of whatever this thing is. And the only reason why it's on Mercy is because she is currently the weakest.
Oh, that bitch. I'm gonna. If I get this hero point, can I use it for an additional action?
Yeah, I'll give it to you, 100%.
Okay. So for the accumulation of actions, the way that it looks is, so the way she's standing there is like this. It's coming from the middle palms of her hands through her fingers to create this ball of thunder and lightning as it just gets bigger and bigger as it channels through like her eyes. So when she looks back, Draxus? Did I just totally blank on your name?
Danix.
Danix, I'm so sorry. On Danix, it almost, she blinks and the lightning leaves her eye and it goes back to normal as she takes this ball of thunder and lightning that just is cackling and just causing disaster and chaos. She takes it instead and absorbs it into her body. And with that, I'm going to use that hero point to cast command.
What's your intention?
Intention is so she doesn't totally know or understand what is going on other than if I hurt it, it hurts my mercy. So I'm gonna cry. That was so, the reaction was so sweet. That's gonna hurt my mercy. So she's gonna command it to back away and keep its distraction on her holding that command, so then it only has eyes for me.
Okay, and now here's the hint.
Okay.
If you attack it from outside of Mercy's body, it will affect Mercy's body. If you attack it while it is within Mercy using your connection, it cannot harm her body. It will only do damage to it.
Just body? What about psyche?
To its psyche. I mean, it's going to...
I mean, Mercy's.
It's psyche, that depends upon the player. I'm going to hand that over to RP. There's no game mechanic for that.
Because Belle will do absolutely nothing that will cause harm to Mercy.
In which case, then, your intention will be carried out, providing the saves and whatnot are made.
Yeah. So she's not going to take that. So she's got that knowledge, but will not take the risk because she doesn't know if it will harm her mind or whatever soul she may have.
So that's what I mean. If you specify it, you have enough information due to your link to Mercy that you're kind of getting a read on what the hell this thing is. And because of that, you know if it is attacked in the room, it's going to harm. You are attacking its body, and therefore Mercy's body will be injured. Mm-hmm. But if you are only attacking it in Mercy's body, it is not going to affect Mercy's body because you're only attacking its soul.
Mercy?
I'm saying that you're already there.
I mean, that's true.
Let me get it. Let's see what happens. What are you going to do?
I'm thinking.
Are you a player that works under pressure?
Yeah, I can be.
Okay, then I'm going to do this for you.
Do it.
You have 6 seconds. 6.
Ooh, I like it.
5.
Okay. So what's going to
4,
happen is she, with the electricity going through her,
2,
she's going to fall to the ground
1.
and give her mind and her soul through their connection into Mercy.
Cast the spell. You begin drawing upon that connection, and you can already feel that energy starting to go out. Let's find out what happens here.
I'm gonna pass out.
So you're going to do the initial spell with the damage, right?
So
The command, I'll tell you right now, that there's enough channel points here. The command is not going to affect it.
ooh, wait.
The lightning will.
Instead of command, could I chain the lightning that I just absorbed within me and send it with myself
Yes.
over to Mercy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'm gonna
saying.
do that.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I have to restore it to properly cast it. With the hero point, is that technically only one action?
No, the hero point is, so right now you haven't yet spent it.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to do a spell attack.
For this one, it's actually a check against their AC.
Which is a spell attack.
That's a good
It's a spell
point.
attack against their AC. You can
Roll
target
for
that creature.
attack.
You can target that creature directly on the map. That's right next
Shoot,
to you.
That's right. Let me close my
Yeah, just double right click on him
Thingy.
and then you're good.
close. I have like a bazillion things open.
I know everyone does.
That was a nat 20.
Yeah, it is a nat fucking 20.
I like had a panic attack. I was like,
shit,
oh my gosh,
dude.
is that a nat 1?
That's a nat 20. Fucking let's go. All right. That is. So, do you want, because this is a magic. Hold on here. Let me see if I can get you another one here. All right.
Okay.
DJ Khaled.
This is the second time someone has called me something to that effect this week.
I'm going to give you something really fucking good here. Let me see what this is.
Okay. That's great.
No, we don't want that. Let's see if we can get you this. Is this going to work? Nope, I don't like that one either. Do you want a... Okay, so here's the deal.
Okay.
15,000 channel points were spent with this. You just got a crit. If you spend a hero point, regardless of what... If you choose to go with a crit card, you're going to do triple damage. Regardless of what the card says. Do you want a card that may have other effects that you don't like?
Look, I know everyone is saying yes, but the problem is Belle wouldn't because of potential side effects that could hurt Mercy.
With the 15,000
I want
channel
to
points,
do
I'm
it,
telling you,
but-
I'm telling you right now that you have complete control over the situation.
Oh, well, then if that's the case, then yes.
All right, there you go. So, you rolled out. Roll your damage.
Okay. Let me close that again.
I don't like that fucking effect. Okay,
That's 11 initial damage.
that's 11 initial. Okay, because you also cast a spell and it was a crit. You also get. You may not be able to see it in chat here, but it is concussive blast. It's down at the bottom of this critical hit card. The target is pushed up to 10 feet and knocked prone. In other words, let me close this fucking thing here. Hold on. Let me do that thing with the thing. I don't know why these things don't go away on... there we go. Okay, cool.
Real quick, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But since she charged it for 2 rounds, there's an explosion to it as well, which causes an additional 2d6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, we're not done. That's that's going to be... So it's going to do a total of the action.
roll that
It's
other
going to do the...
2d6.
Yep. It's going to do the 2d6, and it's going to knock it back. So we have a total of... Triple damage is going to be 33 on that. Triple damage on the 9 is going to be another 27.
So 9.
Okay, so
So
Yeah, that's
20 times
that's
3.
50 points of damage.
60.
It's technically
60.
60, isn't
Sorry.
it?
60
Yeah,
points
60.
of damage.
I used the calculator.
Yeah, no, we got you. It is going to take, let me confirm here. Okay. Let me bring this back to here.
You have 6 seconds. Fuck.
Yeah, oh, no. We got this. There we go. Okay.
IT.
You end up summoning the energy from within your body, and then you can just hear that violin strain, that connection between you two. You end up sending that electrical spark right from your soul. It is coming from you. It is everything that you absolutely feel about Mercy contained in that little spark. And then as it goes out and then just rides that note, it lands in Mercy. Mercy, you immediately feel a little bit of warmth, and for a very brief moment, your body feels like thunk. It almost turns to steel, as in you are steeled against the harm. Mercy has directed Belle has directed whatever it is that's about to happen to deep within you and alongside you. You can almost feel a gentle push from Belle's hand pushing your soul aside as she reaches in and targets this thing deep inside. And that's when that spark occurs. All at once, there is this recollection of the time that you two first met. At first, we see a quick little flash of you still incubating inside of this undead creature. But the first time that you managed to connect, or the pull that drew you over towards Bell location, and then Belle, you with your eyes fluttering open for the very first time, the creaking of old leathery flesh, just as your body begins to come back in preparation for you to erupt out of the ground. And then it continues on that charge, all of the two of you just getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And then the first time a hand came down to pick you up out of the ground, it is that memory of Mercy's hand reaching down into the grave to pull Belle up. And upon that connection, boom! Everyone there. Time stops. Mercy, you feel yourself flown back just a little bit, and yet you eyes are watching you, but it's not you. You see it go separate from you, and its soul getting cast out and being knocked down on the ground, its charred body skittering across the ground by about 10 feet behind you. There is the damage. And immediately the thing goes. For those of you on the outside, you see a small moth fire appear behind Mercy down the hall. And as it turns, you can see it is just a winged skull. And it fades off into like this ash, leaving behind the same smell that you had, Delia. That same smell from below, that's what you picked up on. And then all 6 of you hear that cry of voices, a chorus of pain and angst, a replay of the horrific incidents that had captured all of the people in this house and brought them to their demise. Vin, you remember when your leg was down below and in that space, you can feel a cold presence of earth. That's the same calling of the grave. You last felt it as you were digging around in the earth right before Mercy and Belle came together. Elias, you remember that same that smell of petrichor that came up the first time that you contacted the land. You understand this to be the land. Delia, after all of the times that you have tried with your Vrojiti in order to understand the spirit world and so much more, it was only recent that you began to get that little bit of a tingle of what it actually feels like to step into the spirit realm, though you've never successfully done it yourself. You feel that again, and the hairs on your arms stand up. And Danix, This house is yours. You have one 5-word or less command that you can give to the house right now. What is that command?
That
No
command.
pressure.
Fly, you fools.
Let them rest.
Fuck.
That's good.
Mercy. Whatever was cast out of you, you are now independent of. Bell, your connection has drawn you, and has drawn you into this world of life. And for that moment, the two of you had a connection there, which is unlike anything that you felt previously. And Belle, for that very quick second, that connection of life between the two of you gave you a memory. You heard chains, but they were chains that were hanging from a beam, and you smell salt air, and you remember a crowd of people. And this was from a life of which you have no other memory. You got a little sneak peek as to what may have happened to you 200 years ago. As for the house, Elias, your warrior in the room begins looking around and raises its sword towards Bell, but its gaze seems to be focused immediately before it. And then it reaches out its hand in order to try to gauge that whether or not something is there. It's too late. It's not there anymore. Instead, you turn around and you can see that skull like with moth wings that just goes up in the air. But when Danix calls to the house to let them rest, you get a ping. You get the ping from the heart of the land. Delia, as the heart, you understand where these souls are buried. They're in the room that Danix had noted the smell from, which is the furthest room up. Using the body of the land, Vin, you had that earth in your hands. Elias, you begin to put all that together, and you realize this is princely land. And while you are a noble on it, you do have a connection to it. You understand, Elias, what must be done. Danix, you've given the command to the house. Elias, you smell the results of that command. The earth, that petrichor, that pure scent of a fresh grave, comes from that northern room. Elias, I'm going to turn this over to you as the executor of Danix's will on the land. What are you doing?
Elias is buzzing. There is this stark juxtaposition between the chaos of the moment and this almost ecstasy that he has experienced from connecting to his magic in a way that he hasn't before. And as Elias turns, he makes earnest eye contact with Danix. And I'd like to think that they have a kind of non-verbal exchange, that both of them have experienced this kind of inexplicable pull from the land. And as that begins to fade a bit, as it so often does after, I want to dismiss the skeleton. I'm gonna,
It goes away. You
Make
also understand,
sure to
though,
go-
that time is also of the essence.
Got it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I want to make sure that I have this framed up right. So when you say that I'm the executor of Danix's will,
Yeah. The command was, let them rest. through the combination of the events, you understand that they are buried in that far room.
Oh, got it. Okay, sorry. It took me a little bit to like turn to the right frequency, but I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I dropped an entire encyclopedia of narrative and lore. Don't worry about it. So
Elias feels, after having dismissed the skeleton and kind of going through a little bit of like a small like gratitude ritual with it, he feels a pull, and uncharacteristically, he's going to get up and begin to walk away from the group. As he is walking, I think starts to get the chills. This is something all too new and very much like different.
So we see him like shiver a little bit.
Yeah, you would see it kind of go up his spine, and if you looked close enough, if the camera was like in close and in depth enough, you would see the hairs on his arm standing up. And he is going to go into. So when he enters the room, he's going to.
Oh, so you're going to the room? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool.
He's getting these kind of non-verbal, just kind of like flashes. In particular, he sees the bowl that was in the other room and remembers the kind of story that's on the different like little vignettes across that. And yeah, he is looking for bodies. Something is telling him that one, if not all, of the 8 bodies in question are kind of key to balancing things out. So I think he, in this moment, is dissociated. I think if you'd have to snap to get him out of this as he begins to kind of search and look.
So you open the door. You can see within 8 spirits that are floating. All of them just gathered for a brief moment. The various whispers that you heard, Delia, these are the spirits of the house that are still whispering. Danix, you understand that something has woken. And it's about to be handled. Elias, you can see 8 spirits in front of you. What are you doing with them? What command are you issuing? You are the executor of the house, or the executor of Danix's will, in this case, as a noble. What do you want to do to the spirits?
Whatever mechanical stuff I have that gives me a little boost whenever I'm doing something noble or acting with I don't think I need a roll, but if I do, I want to like
No rolls. Describe the action that you are going to take.
Elias comes to a little bit out of this like kind of small fugue state, and seeing the 8 figures in front of him, he's going to kind of like walk down. I imagine I'm going to put them all in a line, or the relatively like kind of.
They're on the BTT if you want an actual visual, but nonetheless.
Step by step, as he's walking past each of these people, he gets this sharp, invasive bout of empathy. Each is very distinct. Each has its own particular flavor of pain and grief and loss and frustration and irrelevance. And he's going to get to the one who's on the end of the line that he walked to, and he's going to look to each of them as if they're like old friends. And he is going to put his hand on the face, approximately it's a spirit. He's going to make the gesture, right, like of a very familiar kind of calming gesture, and he's presenting an air of authority as he looks from the ghost at the left to the rest of them. He's going to smile at them and then he's going to snap. And unlike what we've seen before, when Elias has dissipated the undead that he has brought up, instead of these tiny light motes that would come out and envelop the dead, in this case, it's almost like they flash out of existence. There's this brief moment where if the camera would go all white. In their place are a couple of the remnants of those like little light motes as those dissipate. And when Elias turns around, the camera would see that his irises have crystallized. They are the same kind of color and hue of the prismatic magic he uses, which touches on all colors and no colors kind of at once. And it looks and appears to have the texture of almost like a crystal. It's not like rough, but you see that his eyes have crystallized after this moment, and he is enveloped in a warmth and a sense of belonging and a sense of peace, and then a foul bit of yearning for a time when this feeling of belonging was not so remarkable to experience, when having any kind of emotional connection wasn't a rarity. He is going to take a moment to soak this in, and he is going to turn and begin walking back to the rest of the group.
You get that sense that your touch allowed them to pass beyond and through the veil. And as you touched, you can feel the initial attack. It gets replayed in your mind. It was vicious. And they tried to summon something. They brought something, and it is still here. You know it is still here. It's not in the house anymore. But you know that it's here. I should say it's still in the world. But each of those souls, one by one, like small little lights in the night that just fade away and go back to wherever they came or should be. You don't
Do
hear...
they look like the lights flickering behind Atherius right now?
Sure. Yeah, actually, we can say it's kind of like
cool
that effect. Yeah, no, I like that. That's really cool. Danix, upon the touch, it was resolved. You feel the beams ease into place, and the creaking of the house takes over the silence that had been there. And it's that settling. Then the warmth of the hearth is felt through the door. And you can feel the warmth from the kitchen come in on the cool night air that somehow, some way took over what used to be a morning. And that's when you begin to realize, no, it is still morning out there. What had transpired here was of someone else's creation. Danix, having issued the command, you understand that you made yourself a noble, or rather, you executed a noble's will upon it. Another noble assisted. I'll let you two work out, or hope that you two will work out whatever that connection is. But Elias, you know what it's like to have a noble house come together, and for two nobles to begin working together to create or to fulfill the expectations of the land, whatever that might be. However, one thing cannot be unnoticed. Mercy's body lays still on the ground. And that is where we leave it for now.
She's always going down at the end of the freaking episode, dude. She's always going down.
Is it an episode of Mütvia if wasn't one of us isn't unconscious for like all of it?
You're not wrong.
So good. See you guys in July. I mean,
My heart is broken.
So for the next month, Aaron is not going to be with us. Aaron, can you tell us where you're going to be?
I'm going to be over on Folk and Myth playing the One Ring, and I'm going to be playing a dwarf lady, and it's taking place after the battle where Sauron is defeated. It is a really cool mini campaign where every episode is a generation of a line of dwarves, so it's going to be really cool, and I think it ends with Gimli. So
oh, okay, that's cool. Never mind.
I think, I'm not sure, but it's going to be actually, hold on, it's not going to be on Folk and Myth next week. It's going to be over on Kurt's channel next week, which is...
You going to shout it? Or do you want me? Okay.
Who's the GM?
What's up?
Who's the GM?
It's going to be... the GM is going to be Bleak.
Yes.
Kurt is producing, but it's going to be Kurt's channel. I have to find the thing for it.
One of the first ever games that I guested on in the space was Bleak doing a Lord of the Rings RPG.
Awesome.
One of the best memories I have.
I'll post it in the Evandale Discord, which you all should join if you're not a member of it.
Here, I'll drop that link. Definitely go join the Discord. We're then going to get a link as to where Aaron is going to be. And if you want to watch that, this is always available on VODs. Speaking of VODs, tonight's game will be removed after this, and Patreon people from this point forward will be able to receive the full unedited raw link to YouTube on Patreon, whereas everyone else will have to wait until Friday, where it will then drop on the Evandale YouTube channel. So if you please go ahead, and I should have a link over there for YouTube. Yeah, it's right down there. So go on over there. The VOD for this will be available over on YouTube on Friday, unless you're Patreon, in which case then you'll get it almost immediately as a link. Any announcements or anything like that? Or actually, of course, I have to check with my fellow humans. Tonight's story was emotional. Tonight's story was slow. Tonight's story was fast. Tonight's story was dramatic and awesome. But is everyone's heart okay?
It was exactly what I needed.
Okay. With that, then, any last announcements?
Yeah, I'll plug it if that's okay. Worldy 5 is still doing our charity streams for the Trevor Project. We are $30 away from our $500 goal.
How much?
$30 away from our $500 goal.
My God.
Yeah, and so at that point, we will have another giveaway for reaching a milestone. We also have a rainbow lightsaber up for auction.
What?
And the bidding is currently at $12. So
holy shit.
Get in there while you can.
Where can we find out more information about the auction and the charity?
Yes. Let me get the links for you right meow.
Are they on the Twitch channel in the about section and all?
They should be, but I've got the links.
Cool. Please do.
Before we go, I do have one thing to plug, if that's all right with you, Steve.
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, 100%. So I am starring right now as Phineas Revelborn, star of Good Morning Castleton in the big production Castleton. You can catch that on Saturdays. I believe it is 7 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. Central. I am playing like my gay supervillain origin story, realness for your nerve to house down boots. Yes. And it has been such a blast. I'm doing a lot of really cool like in-universe media for that. You can actually go on the Winter's Tales Co., I believe, YouTube and see like a bunch of extras and stuff that I'm doing. And so
that's
it's a really cool project. Check it out. Again, Saturdays, and I think we're adding Fridays too for like some bonus content or extra content.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Can I just yes and yes and that because Aetherius, as a professional marketing girly, I love like connecting with Aetherius on a comms level. The fact that his character is like the comms person of the whole Castleton universe, it's like if you get the best of Aetherius on both a personal side and a player side.
What the fuck? We don't get the best of Aetherius here?
No, you do all the time, but there is a part of Aetherius that doesn't come out as much on screen because
No, I got you.
You don't see me like community managing actively. It's just something that you passively are. Aetherius is passively just a really good communicator. His character is that, and it's so fun to watch because it's like done in such a good way. I just yes, and to that, and to add to that, on Friday.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Yes.
On Friday, go to Ain't Got Crit because Aetherius has a vignette side quest. And a couple cool things about this is I'm not going to spoil it because you all have to watch the last VOD to see what happened to get him into this spot, but it will be.
It's a vignette about that?
It's a vignette after that, yes. And it will be Aetherius, Daryl Dorsey, Candace the Magnificent in their debut, and fucking Calamity doing a family reunion episode. So we get a lot of really cool lore of the amazing Camarilla and the amazing Black Camarilla. It's gonna be.
I was gonna say it's so Philly, it's so Black.
It really is. So it's gonna be great. I'm gonna set that shit up, and they're just gonna run with it, and it's gonna be good. And it's a charity stream for Galay, which is a QT BIPOC led and minded organization supporting the underrepresented people of Philadelphia. So and again, it's the last of the season, so we will be giving out 2 more shirts and or posters from Philadelphia Printworks, who are doing amazing work towards charity and towards the creativity of Black artists and POC artists. It's gonna be really fucking great.
If I wasn't excited enough already.
This is pretty legit. I don't want to let through these shout outs that I've also been tossing out there. Did post the 2 Tiltify links there in the chat. Just scroll up a little bit, and there you'll be able to see Pride Month with Roll D5. You'll also see the auction for the lightsaber, the fucking rainbow colored lightsaber, which is just
so pretty.
It's $12.
One last note on Pride. Candace the Magnificent and Calamity are playing like power lesbians in a 300-year-old relationship.
That's awesome.
And it's amazing. It's going to be both gay and Black history. So yeah, I would definitely be there Friday.
Aaron, do we have anybody for the raid? By any chance?
Yeah, we sure do. We are going to raid. Hold on, shit, I had it up. We are gonna raid. Blah blah.
BLAH BLA.
No. We're gonna raid unnatural ones. Unnatural is one word, underscore the number 1 S. They are playing their own campaign Into the Storm. I don't know what system they're using, but they've got 8 viewers. So we're gonna, and they have ADHD as one of their tags, and they are a diverse table. So we're gonna go over there.
My brain is an ADHD tag. Okay, then I'm going to send that raid over in just a bit. Anyone else with anything? No? Alrighty. Just a brief note. Hopefully we will be able to stream next week. I can't imagine that we won't. My background's going to look a little bit different, though, because Aaron and I are finally moving in together this upcoming weekend. So it's going to be a change of venue, and we don't yet know the logistics and all that other kind of stuff. But happy days are ahead as our family starts coming together. And if you guys are going to be at PAX Unlimited, we will hope to be at PAX Unlimited later this year.
Unplugged. Yes, we will.
Unplugged. I'm creating PAX Unlimited then, and we will will create PAX Unlimited.
No, we will be at PAX Unplugged.
We will be at PAX Unplugged. Either way.
We're gonna do a VTM LARP.
So to Aetherius, Aaron, Chris, On, Emma, and Yuri, really appreciate everyone trusting me as your GM. Have an amazing night. Stay at Dorkville, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.